safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1. It's time to get your day started. Live from the Family Leisure Studios, here are Pete and Sane.
Play this loud where you are, Anthony Sane. It's a little Memphis music. Play this loud where you are. It's a little Memphis music. Play in the middle of ATL because Memphis just embarrassed Atlanta last night.
Yeah, they need to hear it. They need to hear it. They need to hear it. They need to understand who the real dominant force is. Welcome in everybody to a brand new, all new edition of Sports 56 Mornings. My name is Peter Edmiston, joined by the triumphant Anthony Sane, who is live in the Family Leisure Studios, Atlanta, and kicking back. It looks like a nice wicker furniture, enjoying it right there. Also, our friend Zach Seen. Panda.
That's right. Zach Seen Boyd is there as well. You got he calls it the Zachine. I know it's the Zach Scene. Come on, you got to get it right. It's the Zach Scene.
Come on, Zach. I didn't know what he was talking about. Like Zach Levine or something. I didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah. Zach Scene.
You got to put Zach Scene. Not Zach.
You got to put an X in there somewhere.
But the K and the C are operating as the same sound.
They are, but it's Zachine. Zachine. That doesn't. See out of that. Vax. See that little. You got to throw that little. That's why we throw the X in there.
But then it's weird having like two C's and a K.
You don't need the two C's. You don't need the two C's and the K. You just need the X. Zaxine. Zachine.
Yeah, that would work.
Mm-hmm. I got you. I got you on spelling and pronunciation, my man. I got you there. Whatever you need, I got you covered.
You leave that alone, Zach.
Yeah. You just let me consult with you on that one. I got you. I got your back. You don't need to sweat it. Today on the show, normally we'd be joined by our friend John Gassaway, but he's got his own vaccine appointment that he just got word of late last night that he was able to get into. So he's not going to be able to make it for today's show. Dustin Starr is going to join us at 9 o'clock. However, we have plenty to discuss, including the Memphis Grizzlies absolutely working the Atlanta Hawks last night. It's becoming a habit where the Grizzlies go into Atlanta and just lay a whooping on the Hawks, and they certainly did it last night. After a slow start, which is just kind of the norm for the Grizzlies, they unleashed a monster in the second and third quarters. 38-point second quarter, 43-point third quarter, and scored 81 points in those two quarters combined and shot 70% basically in that stretch, which is absurd for a team that isn't even really typically that great of a shooting team. To do what they did was outrageous, and it was a real shame.
And it looked so good in person. Looked so good.
I can imagine. You were there, and that's what it's all about. So we're going to talk to Anthony Sane about that. The Masters, the Governors, begins today, just not too far from where you are, Anthony Sane, right now. Just a little north.
I might pull up.
A little north of where you are, no problem at all. It's just it's where it is. We've got some lot to talk about there. I'm gonna get Anthony Sane's Masters preview. Gonna get the Zach Scene Masters preview because he, of course, is the golf analyst on the show. The one who hits the range the most of all of us, Zach Boyd. So we'll have to get his thoughts on whose swing he likes to emulate and what's happening out there. Some word on Tiger's situation. We'll get into that a little bit because there's been some news on the Tiger front. He's certainly not playing this week in the Masters. He's still very much recovering from his accident, but that accident has been closed, and we'll talk about what was discovered in the meantime. We've got drama
amongst rich folks, which is always fun. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up on the program. A little college hoops, too, and a whole lot more. So that's on the docket today. If you want to join us, you can. It's going to be, I think, it's certainly a better day weather-wise than it was yesterday. Got a little dicey at the end of the day. You may have to deal with some of that, Anthony Same, as it's heading towards Atlanta now. But today for us, nice sunny day. High in the mid-70s, should be quite lovely. Unfortunately, a little rain expected for the next couple days after that, but there you go. Okay, so in the meantime, you can join us. 70236 on the First Bank text line, 70236. Love to hear from you on the First Bank text line. 360-8255 on the First Bank phone line, 360-8255 if you want to give us a phone call, or you can chat with us as well on any of the video platforms that you see us streaming. We would love to hear from you. Chat away. There's just tappity, and we'll get it right here. So we appreciate all of that. That said, Anthony saying last night you were live and in living color right there in the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, to watch the Grizzlies and the Hawks. And it started off a little iffy. And then all of a sudden, it got real nice if you're a Grizzly fan and real terrible if you're a Hawks fan.
Yeah, it started off looking really bad. And first of all, shout out to the city of Atlanta. I talk a lot of crap about the Hawks and Atlanta and things like that, but Atlanta's a very progressive city. Just ran into a lot of cool people here. A lot of people who are doing a lot of good things, a lot of big things here. So shout out to the city. Shout out to the arena. The arena's awesome as well. State Farm Arena. They renovated it a few years ago. Not really sure how long a few is, but they've got a great arena here. Really modern,
like
kind of made for the hipsters.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of made for the hipsters. You know, the millennials.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
did you get a haircut?
Kids. You know, it's got. No, I didn't get a haircut. But it's nice, really nice arena. They have a great food, but you know, I got that from last time because they didn't have anything open. Not that I saw, as far as food is concerned. Very limited seating. Just like a typical Hawks game. But it was actually seemed like it was more fans in the crowd last night than it was when we came here last year. But regardless of any of that, it was a good experience. Winning the game was off the chain. I've never had to actually use restraint in the media section before because in Memphis I just pretty much wild out and, you know, whatever. They've kind of got used to being in fan mode, Ross and Jason and the crew over there and the security and all those people. They kind of know that I'm going to act like a fan in the media section. But this is the first time I've ever really had to use restraint while watching the game. And it was kind of a pleasurable feeling. Peter, I don't know if you know what the feeling of retention feels like before having an ultimate release, but it's pretty good stuff. I'll tell you about it, Zach. But it was a great game. The third quarter was crazy. The alley-oop off the backboard from Kyle Anderson to John was insane. And when you're playing in a place with no fans, the energy is just the player player-on-player energy is just crazy. You could just feel all the chippiness. You can hear the chippiness. Dylan, you could hear some of the wild things Dylan was saying. Solo had a corner three that was open, and Kyle Anderson closed out on him. And Kyle, I think Kyle Anderson said, like, help us out, or you're with us, or something like, you know, you got us. He said something to Solo, and it was funny, but it was a good experience, man. I could tell this game meant something to the guys. It started off bad. The energy was looking real bad at first, and I was like, man, we about to get blown out, and these dudes gonna ride me the whole time I'm here. But yeah, man, once it turned, you could see that they wanted this game. Grayson, you know, last game he had the fact I think he got a tech, and Trae Young called him out the next day like he was trying to hurt him and all these type of things. Right. It was just a bunch of nonsense. So yeah, Grayson got his revenge game last night.
Well, it was an insane level of shooting that the Grizzlies went on for half this game or so. Just off the charts how good they were. It was ridiculous. And yeah, it was interesting to watch the whole thing unfold. It is, you could pick up on the mics and on the broadcast, and it was funny to hear
Pete and Brevin would kind of chuckle because you could definitely hear some profanity. A couple times that you saw, like
this game meant something to the guys.
There was one time when the Hawks were there was one possession, I think it was fairly late in the game, when they kept getting offensive rebounds and could not score and ended up not scoring, and somebody throws out a GD like right as loud as you could possibly hear it, like right in the mic, and you basically just have to just laugh and move on because there's a lot of cursing on the court. When you get that mic near the court, you're going to hear some cursing most likely. So 131-113 was the final, and it was a really balanced attack. The interesting thing too is how the amount of, I don't know if it's self-assurance or confidence. They just look like a much more mature team now. And they don't panic. They don't freak out. And the starting group has really started to gel together. They still get off to these weird slow starts, which is not ideal for things, but they managed to go ahead and you can see them putting it together over the course of the game, and sometimes it requires, like Dylan Brooks, like in the first half of this one. Again, he was kind of keeping the Grizzlies in the mix. He had 12 early points, hanging in there. Ja Morant was a no-show in the first half. Just didn't show up. Didn't give you anything. And I to the point where I thought like maybe his back is really, really bothering him. Like he didn't look like he was really interested in playing. And then he ends up, with 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and has a monster, second half. And you can see the difference. I mean, when Ja Morant is not engaged, the Grizzlies can get help from other guys, but it's not quite there. But when Ja Morant is engaged, and he lifts the whole team, and they score 43 points in a quarter, and it turns into a laugher. They had no business only being down 5 points at the end of the first quarter. I mean, they played horrible. It's a miracle they were only down 5 at that point. But
right,
man, after that, they put it into maximum.
They cut it all the way up. They turned it all the way up. And we talked about this a lot as far as Ja's concerned. We dropped stats yesterday. The scoring isn't a big deal. The shot taking isn't a big deal. The shot making isn't a big deal. But the assertiveness, the aggressiveness, forcing the issue, making teams react to him. That's when the Grizzlies are at their best, when Ja is doing those type of things. And he did those yesterday. And there's a wrinkle to his game that he hasn't really added that I wish that he would. I talked about it on Twitter yesterday. I just wish sometimes Ja would just get the ball and just go. Russell Westbrook does it a lot. Russell Westbrook probably scores 6 to 10 points a game off of strictly either getting the rebound and taking off, or getting the ball from the rebounder quickly in the offense and taking off and going one on everybody. Because Ja's hard to deal with in the open court, and we saw him yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
When he gets the ball, he just takes off. It's a bucket, a foul, or assist almost every time. So I wish he would do that more. I thought it was something going on with his back at first. I thought I was in for a long night and a long trip. But when we saw Ja turn it up, the rest of the team turned up as well. Shout out to the bench too, man. Because if you go back and watch that play when Kyle Anderson threw the lob to Ja off the backboard. The whole bench jumped in the air with Ja like they were catching the ball.
Yeah, it was like the same time. They were all like 5 guys jumping up at the same time. It was
beautiful.
And Ja says backboard, like Ja told him backboard. He's like backboard, and then that's let's go.
Yeah, Ja brings that energy for sure.
Well, that's the.
Steal by Kyle.
I love the uh-oh. I love the uh-oh before Brevin's like, uh-oh.
Knew what was coming.
He knew it was coming.
Knew what was coming.
Wham! Oh, clowning on him. Clowning. And I end up getting caught in the crossfire by these Hawks fans. I'm not even like I'm not even out here like, but I'm getting caught in the crossfire. I got some guy that's like, the Hawks didn't have a bunch of injuries and some back-to-back. I'm like, my man, they got the Grizzlies are missing 4 rotation players, and also Trae Young's been trashed tonight. By the way, Trae Young, did you?
The 3 of the guys who started, they said they're missing 4 starters, but 3 of the guys who started yesterday have started a lot of games for them. Bogdanovich is a starter.
Come on,
Hooter is a starter. Like, stop the crybaby stuff, man. Like, get out of here.
They got the best 6th man in the world, Lou Williams, coming in off the bench.
Right.
6th man of the year 3 times in his career. Come on, man.
I'm sure you're not missing Cam Reddish that much.
Yeah, the Grizzlies' sixth man is Desmond Bain, who couldn't hit a shot last night. But I mean, come on, what are you talking about? Like, the Grizzlies are. And Jaren Jackson Jr. is better than any of those dudes that they're missing. He's better than Hunter, better than Cam Reddish, better than John Collins, and so on and so forth. So that's what I said. I got flooded with these Hawks fans in my mentions about it's like hey man, I know it's hard. I know it's hard watching this. But y'all are trash. And and Trae Young. Oh my God. Why you hold up the Trae Young silhouette? That looks weird, man. It looks like he's floating. Looks like he's floating. It's so weird. That's so weird.
Eat that L. Why you eat that L, Trae Young?
Man, he was awful. 0-4 from 3, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, which that is not – he's a minus 20, so John Morant was a plus 20.
We talk about we want Ja to do more. Like, do we actually want him to do more? Like, that Trae Young did more last night, and that's what it turned into, him just forcing the issue terrible.
I mean, I think there's a fine line. There's doing more, and then there's doing too much. And Trae Young was trying to do too much, and I don't know. They just look bad. And I was told that their defense had improved with Nate McMillan, but boy, I didn't see a lot of evidence of that last night. Grizzlies just got whatever they wanted whenever they wanted it, and Valanciunas. That was another funny moment when you hear him yell "mine" to get this 10th rebound. Like it was him and Kyle Anderson. He's like, get out of here!
Oh, yeah,
he's had 12 straight double doubles. Like you can't take this away from this man. And I mean, everybody contributed, and then you mentioned Grayson Allen, but you gotta bring up he's very hit or miss, but lately he's been more hit than miss, and when he shoots like that. With his size, I mean, people kind of underrate his size. He's pretty big for that wing, and he's pretty athletic. And so, he can provide a lot of stuff for you when it's working for him. It's just been so long since we've seen it work for him that it's kind of weird to see it all of a sudden. He throws out an occasional Grayson Allen. If you watch Grayson over the first 10 games of the season when he started, he's 10 points, 6 points, 6 points, 3 points, 7 points, 10 points, not doing a whole lot. And then every now and then you'll see a 20 or 22. You've never seen a 30, but here comes a 30. He's got to get a little more consistent, but last night you could see he got to the foul line, he was aggressive.
Oh yeah.
It was that Grayson Allen. That Grayson Allen can play a significant
He could be your starting shooting guard. He could be the starting shooting guard on a fairly good team, and that's what. Are you going to
get that Grayson Allen, more often? That's the question.
Can you consistently get Grayson who can knock down shots, get to the basket, draw fouls, play hard-nosed defense? Are you going to get that guy?
Because he went to the foul line 8 times last night, and if you go back to his past, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In his last 9 games combined. He went to the foul line 9 times. But last night he went to the foul line 8 times alone. So if you can get that level of aggression from him, then it takes him to a different level as a player. So that's a major bonus for you there.
Bonus, like Jonas.
Bonus Valanciunas? Yes, absolutely.
But I'm going to tell you what made me proud, what made me excited when I knew it was going to be a good day.
Okay.
As we, get ready to go to the break or whatever.
Yep.
Seeing Dylan getting pregame amped up. Hadn't seen it in over a year. It was beautiful. There's something might be wrong with Dylan Brooks first.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He was just screaming at himself. He was turned, for sure.
That's for sure. Whatever works, man. Whatever works.
And he's got that. He's mastering that skill to be the agitator, like the instigator, like the guy who says something first but gets you to get the technical. He did that to Trae Young yesterday.
Oh,
I was like, yeah, Dylan.
Oh, he's the guy. He's the guy that every other team is going to hate, and you love, and every other team just hates, and just I got to play Dylan Brooks. Oh God, it's just annoying. It's no. He's the guy that kept the Grizzlies in it. He's the guy that boosted them up against Miami. He's the guy that kept them in it. But let's not forget. I mean, back-to-back wins against two supposedly the better teams in the Eastern Conference. Grizzlies with missing 4 rotation players on the road went back-to-back and just housed both of them. I mean, that's impressive. That's a very impressive run from the Grizzlies. We'll talk more about it when we come back here. 70236 if you want to jump in on the First Bank text line, 70236. Saints in the Family Leisure Studios in Atlanta. I'm here in Memphis, as is the Zach Scene, as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
Golfers, tee it up this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the hottest new arrivals from Titleist. Introducing the new Titleist TSI family of drivers. The new TSI drivers are faster in the air, longer off the tee, and straighter down the fairway. 4 drivers give you maximum performance for any type of dedicated golfer. Swing by Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
It's happening again at Family Leisure. Don't miss out again this summer because pools are going fast. Spas in stock now, too, and they're ready for delivery. New 2021 patio furniture, state-of-the-art in stock now, and up to 20% off select sets. Swing into spring with a brand new play gym, professional installation available. The temperature's rising, and so is the service at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road, where family and fun come together.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions. 2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Sports 56 traffic.
We got a couple of accidents on the roadways this morning. We have the ramp that is blocked on I-40 East at White Station. Also, we're dealing with the crash on Riverdale Road at Shelby Drive. And then also over in West Memphis, Arkansas, I-55 and I-40 East at Missouri Street both are down to one lane due to construction. So that's I-55, I-40 east at Missouri Street over in West Memphis, Arkansas, down the one lane. Crash on Riverdale Road at Shelby Drive. And the ramp on I-40 east at White Station is blocked. And this is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
It's WrestleMania week, you know that, right? It's WrestleMania week. Sure. We've already had the Hall of Fame last night.
Yep.
Or two nights ago, I guess. Kane and Molly Holly and RVD and some others in the Hall of Fame. We got the WrestleMania itself Saturday and Sunday.
Don't put me in it.
We're not talking about RVD. Got to watch out for that. We're in the family leisure studios. We were talking about the Grizzly victory. The Grizzlies now winners of 8 straight games, going back to March 20th. If you don't count the 3 games to the Jazz, 3 losses to the Jazz. Yeah, so throw that out. Otherwise, that's an 8-game winning streak for the Grizzlies. 8-3 in their last 11.
Do you think those tough losses against the best team in the league, playing them tough, kind of, maybe set something on fire with this team? Kind of showed them, hey, we're here. We're
well, I don't know. It seems as though it does seem as though the team sort of made a decision to kind of crank it up, like that they were. It was kind of like a fish or cut bait kind of thing. Like after they lost to the Warriors, a bad loss. Back March 19th, they got thumped by Phoenix. Prior to that, they had not played very well in a whole bunch of games and just kind of looked iffy. They could have said, like basically coming out of the All-Star break, it's like, are we going to play? Are we going to actually try to do this or not? And it does seem as though they've either they had a meeting or there was some kind of a situation where they got together and decided that they were going to do that, and they jumped in and did it. And like it's been their performances have been much better. The engagement has been much better. The effort level has been much better. And that's the thing that you have with this team is that they had so many games where they just didn't look like they were engaged. They just didn't look like they were interested in playing. And they had that 3-game losing streak to the Suns, Thunder, Nuggets, where it's like they just got beaten badly by the Suns, got beat by a Thunder team that's like not great at all. And then the Nuggets, that kind of stuff, and you're like, well, is this team really good or what are they? Now they're 26-23, and they've won 8 of 11, and they do seem to have turned the corner a little bit, and they're a pretty good team.
Did you see King Kleiman just dapping up the guys in the tunnel against the Heat the other night? I didn't see him last night. I was like, wait, Kleiman, you make me think you actually want to win this season.
I mean, if I didn't know better.
If I didn't know any better, hey, maybe they had like you said, the players only plus Kleiman meeting. Guys, look, it looks like you guys want to make the playoffs. Are you? Did you see my face, man? I did a perfect Kleiman. I think you guys want to make the playoffs, and I'm fine with that if that's what you want to do. And
hey, I got to give a shout out to Zach Kleiman. He's improved.
What do you do?
Well, he's one of the young players who's improved his communication skills as well. He's got a lot better out there. Good. He's improved his communication skills a little bit. I wish we saw more of him, frankly.
Back soon. I'm going to bring back Jaren and start playing for real. Let you guys actually win some games. You're still going to play a 10-man rotation. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Killian Tilly looked okay last night. Killian Tilly looked okay last night.
Hey, all joking aside, though, Killian Tilly might be all right, though. Jonte Porter, get him out of here. Get Jonte Porter. You out there with ankle socks on, and that's it. Like, come on, man. I can't.
Yeah.
You just got no draws on. Like, what are you doing, Jonte Porter? If I see you playing the NBA game and all you got on is ankle socks, I'm assuming you don't have any underwear. I'm serious.
Well, I'm definitely assuming you're not going to get vaccinated. That's the other thing. I think Porter's going to mess up your whole COVID protocol. I'm worried about that. So I think he's.
I know he just looked at his nose. I know he looked at his nose at Jaren. Like, look at this.
Look at this
scene.
What is wrong with this
hipster? Look at this dripster.
No, thank you.
Triple J. More like Triple J. You probably think Jared's a clown.
Man, and here's my question though. So now do you with like we talked about how tough the stretch is, and they play the Knicks tomorrow night on the road, but so far this tough stretch they have eaten it up. They've been phenomenal in the early part of this thing. There's still a lot more to go, but having played as well as they've played, as I mentioned, winning 8 of 11, and the only loss came 3 times to Utah. Other than that, they've beaten Boston, beaten Warriors, beaten Philly, Miami, Atlanta, some decent teams amongst some garbage teams as well. They've got the Knicks, then Indiana, Chicago, Dallas. Dallas struggling a little bit. Chicago's not necessarily hitting on all cylinders. I don't know, man. I look at this thing a little bit differently now. Maybe they can kind of survive this gauntlet. If they can get through this thing and still be near 500 or in that neighborhood, then that's a pretty incredible accomplishment. And they do need Jaren back as quickly as possible to juice them up, though. I will say that they're going to need some energy.
What if I told you that Jaren will be back? I don't know. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that out there.
Well, if you tell me that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. So I would say, I would say, if you told me that, I'd say I need you to finish that sentence. That's what I would say. If so, let's work on that.
Well, I'll say this.
Okay.
I'm thinking I might have some 4-1-1 on Jaren.
Okay, I can read between the lines there. You think it could be
read between the lines.
Well, that sounds like it could be a Sunday fun day for everybody out there.
Hey, brunch and munch.
Brunch and munch. Well, that would make it would just as a side note, that would be the return of the Grizzlies to Memphis after the 4-game road trip in a game against Indiana Sunday evening.
In a game where I saw him jump with Ja Morant as he dunked the basketball.
Yeah, and we've already seen.
It just kind of feels like Sunday. It feels like Sunday. I ain't gonna lie to you. It feels like Sunday.
Okay, I'd love to see it. He certainly seems ready to me. I'm not in possession of his medical documentation, but he certainly seems ready. He's talked. He's been there. I would love to see him. I think Brandon Clark should be back tomorrow for the Grizzlies. DeAnthony Melton, it would be nice to have him back. But again, missing those guys and still doing what they're doing, it's a credit, man. It's a credit to that group, and they take the long path. There's not. They do a really good job of keeping things in perspective in that organization. They don't freak out over one individual game, no matter how bad one game might be. When you give up 144 to New Orleans, you might freak out, but they don't freak out. They keep it together. They have a good perspective on things, and I give them credit for that because that makes it very clear that this team is ready to go.
And going back to what we were saying about Jaren, about why it feels like this homestand might be it. Early in this homestand, possibly as well, is we just talked to Jaren. And, once we talked to Justice, he was right around the corner. You got the job tweet that came out the other day, and it just feels like soon. It feels like it's soon. But yeah, this Grizzlies thing, we talked about this last night as well off the air. No one would want to see this team get a high draft pick more than me. And for that to happen, you would have to miss the playoffs. You'd have to at least be in the lotteries. In the lottery to take a chance of getting bumped to the top 4, or being as bad as you possibly could be to get the best pick you could. But man, if they're good, they're just good. You don't want to water down a team and lower their capabilities when they're better than you think they are. You know what I mean? So if they're good, they're good.
Do you know where the Grizzlies would pick right now? Based on their record, you know where the Grizzlies would pick right now?
20th, I think, right?
20th.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But
if
I mean,
they're
they're
a playoff team, man.
But that's where they are, man. And here's the thing: like the damage that you do by artificially holding back guys does not justify, like making them tank for a better pick. Like that's not, getting that high level pick guy is awesome, but the chance of doing that is fairly small. The Grizzlies are not going to be able to tank, no matter how hard they tanked at this point now. There's no way they could tank to the point where they could actually realistically, put themselves in a position to be like, oh, we're definitely going to get a top 5 pick. They might, but they're not going to be able to definitely do that. So, the damage that you do in taking guys' edge away and taking their competitiveness away and having them go through a whole year of just, messing around and not actually playing, that damage is pretty big. You better be worth it. And it's fine if you have a team full of extremely young guys or guys that aren't necessarily part of your future and you're just kind of going through the motions and all that, whatever. Like Oklahoma City.
No.
That doesn't matter. Most of those guys, other than Shea, not really, Pokuševski looks good. Like there's a few guys that are going to be part of their future, but they're not, nobody realistically expects them. Maybe. Pokuševski last night, you got to watch this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Third play of the game. He takes it. He takes it. He looked like he was Ja. Like the third play of the game, he takes it coast to coast on his dribble and tries to dunk on a dude from like 20 feet away, and he missed the dunk and fell down and drew a foul. But that was like Ja. Like it was a Ja level of like, what did you try? Like what is with you? He hit 7 threes last night. He's the youngest player ever to hit 7 threes in the game. So anyway, but I'm saying that those teams can just do whatever, like whatever. This Grizzlies team now, they've proven that they're at a higher level. So if you tried to like dial these guys back and have them sit out extra, that would generate grumbling and malcontent in the locker room. Like it helps those guys to be able to win and play and develop that chemistry together. So if that means instead of taking a Franz Wagner or Corey Kispert or a Scotty Barnes or a Moses Moody, you end up taking a Jared Butler or a Jaden Springer, then okay, like that's fine. Like that's okay. That's worth it. That's not, this draft is deep enough where you can get some pretty good dudes late in the first round.
You got 2 this year in a draft that wasn't as good as this year's will be.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good history of like digging out some dudes that are pretty solid, for sure. That Osmus kid, from Oral Roberts, who's like a little miniature Steph Curry-ish guy. He's out there in the second round. You can go grab that dude. Grab the kid that was going to come to Memphis, Greg Brown, and end up going to Texas. He's a late first-round guy. Amusa Cisse. Sorry, I just
a late third round.
a late 4th or 5th round pick. That type of gentleman that's out there
on the three-way contract. Just put him on, put him on the 4-way. Put him on a grill and 4-way grill in South Memphis.
oh man, yeah.
No, but seriously, man. All jokes aside, though, like, is it better to be able to get a? Of course, it's better if you can get a top 4 pick. Is it better to get an 8, 10, 12, 15 pick, or is it better to be a young up and coming team with cap space next season? You know what I mean? So that's the way you want to look at it. Do you want to be a team that could be a potential free agent destination for, over the next 2 off seasons? That's something to look at. If you're showing you're a team that's capable of winning. Plus, you got the fun bunch with John Jaren and the triplets, and that whole thing. But I'm excited, man. Either way it turns out, you see that this team has a core that can be set to win for the next 6, 7, 8 years or whatever.
And I think they're kind of walking that line now, but I think they're figuring out that, hey, look, man, you gotta. If this team's ready to win, then they're ready to win. If they're ready to play better, if they're putting it all together, then you got to let them do it. You can't hold them back, and there's no point in it. So I think, and besides, I think, as much as they have had a tremendous run, and I really hope that they continue to do what they're doing because it's a lot of fun to watch. You would think still,
at some point, a reminder that 8 of their next 11 are on the road. They've been great on the road. They've been better on the road than at home, so maybe that doesn't matter. But 8 of their next 11, they got a 7-game road trip coming up. They've maybe that just naturally kind of knocks them down a little bit. They're playing, playoff teams by the bunches. They're playing Milwaukee, Denver twice, Portland twice, Clippers, Dallas. They're all playoff teams in the West, and so you don't get to play the trash Eastern Conference all the time. You have to eventually play the real conference at some point, and that makes it tougher. So I think this problem may solve itself over the next little bit. But if they're still in contention after all that, then
you got to give them their props. Let them be what they are.
Exactly. I mean, they're better than a lot of so-called good teams like Boston. I mean, they're better than Boston. That's so-called a great. That's a so-called like big-time team and all this stuff.
Grizzlies are better against Miami.
Better than Boston, yeah. They're better than Boston. They're quickly charging up on the Mavs, who played terrible last night and lost to the Rockets. They're better than the Spurs, better than the Warriors, better than the Pelicans. 5 games better than the Pelicans and the Kings. I mean, I don't know. If they win some of those games, then you start talking about missing the play-in game altogether, and you start talking about actually making the playoffs proper as one of the top 6 seeds. That's not totally out of the realm of possibility. If they beat Portland, those 2 games they play against Portland, if they win them both, they're right there. I'm not saying they will, right. But I'm just saying in a wildly best case scenario, yeah, absolutely. Who would have thought that the Suns would be as good as they are this year? They've won 7 straight, beat the Jazz last night. They're 36-14. They are one of the best teams in basketball. Like, who would have thought? Second best record in the entire league. And they just beat the only team that has a better record than them. They just beat them straight up. So, I mean, they can make a case they're the best team in basketball right now.
Yeah, and I saw them definitely getting better. I didn't see Phoenix being this good. I put out a tweet yesterday. I could just hang this out there going into the break. It's like a matter of time before Trae Young starts wanting to get traded to Phoenix, right? Because him and Booker are friends, and CP3 he's only going to be there 2 years max. Like Trae Young's going to want to go to Phoenix, right? I don't know. I'll let y'all think about that. But you won't know when it's over the break, people.
Well, I know Trae need to get a haircut. They got a place in the arena, so there's no excuse. I don't know what that hair is, but
yeah, that little thin hair that's like blowing in the wind.
Yeah, it looks like a little wispy little. Oh man, it looks like it almost looks like stink lines coming off his head or something.
Like his head's steaming.
Yeah, like his head's steaming or something. Like it's barely even hair. It's like cotton candy, like a little cotton candy.
NFL, they take their helmet out in the cold game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or like he stuck his head in the cotton candy machine, and he's like, I got a little bit on the top. Come on, that's terrible.
And then he's going to start going bald soon. Oh, that dude's going to be horrible. He's going to look like
brutal. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk
fly
about the rest
looking
of the league. We continue. Real Sports Talk Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest and every new latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better. They've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Mid-South Hobbies has your favorite model airplanes, boats, race cars, and trains to build. With brands you know like Lionel, LGB, and a large selection of Traxxas radio-controlled trucks, cars, and boats. Mid-South Hobbies has all the accessories to make them complete, with thousands of paint colors to make them shine. Reach the sky with rockets and kites, or reach deep into your imagination with action figures, comic book superheroes, and fantasy quest games. Get passionate about your hobby at Mid-South Hobbies. 4862 Summer Avenue, open 7 days a week. Call 901-682-9402.
You've probably seen him, heard about him, passed him while he was working, but you never thought you'd need him until you do. And when you do, you really need Papa Lock of Memphis. Papa Lock of Memphis is all about locks and keys and more. Lose your car key? Papa Lock can make new ones. Moving. Don't take the key you're handed. Lots of other folks have been handed that same key. Papa Lock will rekey your home so you're safe. Need more than a new key? Papa Lock is expert at installing access control so you know who and when there is entry of your home, office, warehouse, and more. Multiple properties? Let Papa Lock of Memphis set up a master key system for you. Call 901-527-6737. That's 901-527-OPEN. Papa Lock of Memphis, your trusted locksmith.
There's now a faster and easier way to pick up your Corky's Barbecue. Order and pay online, pull into the designated spot, text Corky's to 474747, and we'll bring your order right to your car. No waiting.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
By the way, if you check out my Twitter, I just posted the Pokashevsky video. You got to watch this dude. I said it's good to see John Moran is already inspiring the next generation of players. I mean, this dude is something else, man. It's at 7 foot. This is wild. Like, he's a 7-footer. He's a different. I don't know what he is. I'm not sure what he is yet. But he's wild. I mean, he went for it.
Yeah, he's the guy that you probably won't believe it. He's the guy I kind of had an eye on. Is possibly falling to us. He didn't make it that far, of course, but I kind of had my eyes on dude. I'd never really seen him, but I just off stuff I'd heard from people I trust. I kind of had my eyes on him. But he's
a lot of people had really. He was one of those guys that could be either really good or really bad. I mean, like really terrible or really great. And there was he's a very high risk, high reward type guy, and so far he's been high reward.
Super young.
I mean, super like young.
Go ahead. Yeah, he's a super young guy. You know, people talk about not trying to crap on Cisse again, but people talking about Musa. You know, he's still supposed to be in high school. Man, if you're good and you're elite, you're gonna look good against. You're gonna look good against other guys that are your age or a little bit older. And like Pokashevsky, like you said, he's 18 years old playing with good and grown men, the best players in the world. And you can tell that he's supposed to be out there. So, he's got the juice, man. You could tell.
He had 7 threes last night. Again, the youngest player ever to hit 7 threes in a game. I don't know what he is, but I know with the Grizzlies when they played him, he was killing them. Like he in his shot as a 7-footer looks buttery smooth. Mm-hmm. Like it looks great. It's not with respect to Jaren, who is still an elite shooter. His shot does not look elite necessarily. The Masters is going on right now. The Governors. Your leader is Hudson Swafford, 2 under through his first 4. But I want to give a shout out to Sandy Lyle. Sandy Lyle, former champion, who's a Scotsman. Back in, he was a champion back in 19-something or other, 80-something, who knows. Anyway, Sandy Lyle today is playing. Zach, let me tell you what Zach's playing, or Sandy Lyle is playing in a windbreaker that is fully unzipped. and he's swinging the golf club in an unzipped, flapping open jacket. I've never seen a professional golfer
it seems
play
like
in an unzipped. That's crazy. You're psychotic if you don't have your. How do you play in an unzipped? What? I wouldn't play in the regular core. I wouldn't, much less the Masters. What are you doing?
It seems like that kind of works counter to what you're trying to do out there on the greens, but you know.
And he's 1 under, like it's working for him. I don't know. It seems like it's like going out there and how do you like play in football with like your helmet like just flapping around out there? And you can't do that. Like, that's crazy. Like,
yeah,
golf. So here we go.
This is golf.
The Governors is underway.
The Governor.
The Governors. The Governors. There's no question about that. Well, you know, if we all make mistakes. Things happen. Life can be tough out there. Golfers miss putts. Shooters miss shots. Sometimes you swing and you miss out on the old baseball diamond. Yeah. But if you're having those kinds of problems,
right outside the hole and can't put it in.
That's exactly right. Well, the folks here in the folks at Roman can help you with all of those issues. If you got some problems in the bedroom, things just aren't happening the way that you want to make them happen, then the folks at Roman can certainly help you with all of that. GetRoman.com/bighead. That is the spot for you. GetRoman.com/bighead. That's where you need to get started because it's all, you know, we've all heard about it. We've talked about it. A lot of folks have gone through it. It's real issues, man. It happens to so many men, especially as you get older. It's not a problem that's just going to go away on its own. You got to get some help. And with Roman, you can get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for your ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your own home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. And if medication is appropriate, well, it's going to ship to you absolutely free with 2-day shipping in a straightforward, discreet packaging, very easy to use. It's super simple. Just go to GetRoman.com/bighead and complete that online visit. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead and complete that online visit. You can take care of your ED without ever leaving your home. Complete that online visit today to connect with a healthcare professional and take care of it. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead now. You'll save $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead now. It's really time to take care of your ED. Solve that problem. Get it taken care of. You'll feel better. You'll be happier. The whole thing is just going to be a lot better. Go to GetRoman.com/bighead now and get $15 off your first month with Roman. We mentioned the Masters is going on, and those guys we will see how it progresses. No Tiger Woods. Tiger is there's no incident, no issues. Kind of a weird situation that unfolded with his accident. Now, thankfully, he's okay. Investigators have said that he was going 85 in a 40, and that's what happened with his with his car. That's too fast. Way too fast. But apparently, it's not. Apparently, it's not that uncommon in that area of Calabasas County there to do that. I don't know why you do that, but apparently he's not the first to do it. But they didn't do any kind of blood test or any kind of work like that, so that was probably a little unusual, I guess. But no charges. As a single car accident, there's no one to really file charges on, and other than dealing with whatever damage is done. And Tiger obviously can handle financially whatever situation crops up from any damage if that's what it takes. So no right. Incident report, and he's good to go. Now it's just a matter of getting him healthy.
Yeah, we talked earlier how with these his issues he had with pain relievers, how we were concerned about that. I hope that he's. I'm sure there was some scary hours for him, so I hope that he got through that okay. Not really concerned with him not being in the Masters or the Governors, but let's see Tiger get back to being, Tiger. So, and I'm glad that he seems like he's somewhat on that road to recovery.
The Governors is ongoing. We'll give you a Governors update coming up.
A new tradition.
A new tradition, unlike any other. We'll talk about that coming up also in hour number 2. Again, no John Gassaway. We'll take a look at the transfer portal in his honor.
as we go through that. We'll talk about the latest on the rest of the league, including are we getting any closer to a happier Marc Gasol in Los Angeles? We'll find out that, and also why you can't make rich people mad. We'll do that when we continue here from the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Hey, it's me, your cousin, from Boston. I'm on the radio doing ads for Sam Adams. Now I'll be known as the Sam Adams guy instead of the dude who fell in the quarry. Sam Adams Boston Lager is crisp and refreshing, which is why I bring a six-pack wherever I go, except the movies anymore. Sam Adams, from Boston with love. Here's the legal part. Watch how fast I can read. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Drink responsibly. Now, is that 30 seconds? Are we even close?
Golfers, tee it up this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the hottest new arrivals from Titleist. Introducing the new Titleist TSI family of drivers. The new TSI drivers are faster in the air, longer off the tee, and straighter down the fairway. 4 drivers give you maximum performance for any type of dedicated golfer. Swing by Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
As of right now, there's no new accidents on the roadways this morning. That's as of right now. So guys, just keep it clear. let's take it easy out there on the roadways this morning. And there's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Zach, when you going with the wrestling things, Zach?
These are SmackDown Women Winners Champions.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
SmackDown Women's Winners. Say that 10 times fast. It is WrestleMania week.
SmackDown Miss Winners. Oh, no, couldn't get it. Miss Winners Cimarrones.
SmackDown Governors, Mrs. Winners. Well, welcome back. Hour number 2 is here as we continue on this WrestleMania week, Masters week, Governors week, you name it. It's all here on the program, and we are honoring everybody and everything. We love to honor folks. It's what we do on the program today. We're honoring Anthony Sane, who's in Atlanta, just basking in the glow of
fatigues on. Got my fatigues
Grizzlies
on.
victory. That's right. His Balenciaga fatigues.
Balenciaga. Oh man!
Got that Louis V.
There's some weird
Louis V.
out here, but yeah, Gucci, Louis.
You got them tight jeans on, the whole thing. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got them on. Hold on, y'all see them?
There you
hold
go.
On. Hold on. Here you go.
Don't tear them. Don't tear. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I see it. You ready? You ready to jump right out?
Fitting in, man.
You ready to jump right out there? It's fantastic. All right, so as we said, we have much to discuss. Normally, we'd be talking to John Gasway right about now, but unfortunately, John has. Fortunately for him, he's getting vaccinated, so that's good. But unfortunately for us, that means he's not able to join us this morning. We'll catch up with him hopefully in the next couple of days. We're going to talk a little bit the transfer portal and everything else with him. As we mentioned, it's been a tumultuous time in the portal. There's no doubt about that. There's also a tumultuous time in the rest of college basketball because. Sean Miller is out, fired by Arizona. It took a while, but he's finally fired after all of the shenanigans and federal investigations and NCAA issues and the self-imposed sanctions and everything else that's going on, and all that stuff. It took a while, but he's finally out as the Arizona men's basketball coach. And I think I joined a lot of folks. I saw a lot of people putting it out there. It was my first thought, too. Former Grizzly player, assistant coach, former Tiger assistant coach, Damon Stoudemire, now a head coach at Pacific. Anthony Sane, I think this is his job to lose as far as I'm concerned. He was the West Coast Conference Coach of the Year. He's done really well with Pacific. Great dude, like former Arizona player, has shown himself to be a really good coach. Gets it, is just a good dude. So I hope he gets the gig. I'm throwing his name in the hat big time for the job.
I'm a big fan of former NBA players and just former alumni in general. Just former guys who played the game, young guys like that getting these type of jobs. And I think in Stoudemire, I think he'd be a perfect addition for Arizona. Of course, there's going to be some Josh Pastner stuff out there, who has his own resume, who has his own accolades and things he's done. ACC Coach of the Year this year, right?
Yeah, I mean he's he made the target. He had a really great year. I have to say, he really had a really
for sure.
Great year.
I'll be very upset, and you know where I'm going to go with this if Josh gets it. So I think it should be Damon. I think it'd be tremendous to see him get it, and I think he's got the juice, man. There are a lot of former players who haven't done well, but there's a lot of guys here recently, Juwan Howard, Penny, guys who they've got it. They've got the tools. Stackhouse is struggling a little bit in Vanderbilt, but hopefully he can get that turned around. But I'm a big fan of it.
You say Penny to Arizona? Is that what you just said? Penny to Arizona?
No, I didn't say that at all. Y'all know Penny ain't coaching no other school but me. It's just his different, man. When you're a guy who, you played on that court, you walked around that city, and you've been the man, and you led that team to championship level stuff. It just is different when you're doing it for a program that you can actually feel like you got ownership in. And I would love to see Damon Stoudemire get that gig. It would be a big boost because it's a big step up from Pacific to Arizona, but I think he's got the tools.
I think so too. That's why I just in talking to the guy and and having gotten to know him over the years. I mean, he's just he's a really straightforward dude. I think he's a perfect coach for that program. Perfect, because like he gets it. He can recruit. He can communicate with players. He's gotten those guys playing really well. The Pacific, one of the kids from Pacific is in the Grizzlies G League system. Jaleel Tripp, who was a really good player for Damon Stoudemire last year. He's part of the Grizzlies grouping, and he's a phenomenal defensive player. Like, he gets him to play hard. I really like I like all that stuff. I think that's a legit strong situation that's out there. As we mentioned, the Masters going on right now. Hudson Swafford's still in the lead. It won't be until a little bit later on this morning when you start to see some of the bigger names tee off. And of course, who are you picking? Who are you picking, Zach? As you hit the music there in the Governors, we won't see the likes of Jason Day till 8:30. Abraham Anser, of course. Hideki Matsuyama, former champion Bubba Watson, Brooks Koepka at 9 o'clock. They'll tee off. Sergio Garcia a little later, then Dustin Johnson, Lee Westwood in the group at 10:30. Rory McIlroy at 9:45, and a little later on in the afternoon, Phil Mickelson, Tommy Fleetwood, Scotty Scheffler teeing off around noon. It's going to be an exciting day. Who you picking in the Governors? Zach Boyd.
Typically, my go-to answer is Tiger Woods, but he's not playing this year.
Well, he's not going to win this year, I don't believe. That would be quite an upset if he were to win from his hospital bed.
Yeah, that just GOAT level things, I know the pop.
You like Mackenzie Hughes. You like Jason Kokrak. Do you like Tyrell Hatton?
The popular pick this weekend is probably Jordan Spieth. But in my mind, I feel like Brooks Koepka got something to say this weekend.
He certainly does.
I think an underdog is Colin Morikawa to me. I don't think
he's an underdog. He's a former major winner. He's a former PGA champion. I don't know if he's an underdog or what.
Well, I mean, he's not being talked about as a PGA champion. Or
I don't know. Maybe you're just not talking the right name.
Or maybe I just haven't heard the name Colin in a while.
I mean, if you want to go with like a Matt Wallace or a Lanto Griffin, then I'll take that as an underdog. I'm not taking a former major winner as an underdog. I'm not doing that. Tyrell Hatton. You want to go Tyrell Hatton?
I'll go with Xander Schauffele.
Okay, all right.
I think
Xander Schauffele is the winner.
Yeah,
I like that pick.
Yeah, I think.
Who you got? Anthony Sane?
Yeah.
Peter, I'm looking over the list now. Typically, I would go with my my non-melanated yet melanated brother Tyrell.
That's right. That's right. Tyrell.
He's definitely up there. I'm also taking a look at a guy who looks like he was probably the biggest jerk jock back when he was in high school, and what's his name? DeChambeau. Looks like a real meathead.
Yeah, he is. He's very, very meaty.
Also, my guy Christian with too many A's. Any guys that have unnecessary.
Christian Bezuidenhout. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Guys who have unnecessary
South
letters
African,
in their
I
name
believe.
always. Yeah. And my African American brother.
He is African American. Yes.
Yeah.
Bezuidenhout.
Christian Bezuidenhout. Yeah.
Bezuidenhout? I don't know yet. He is African American. Well, actually, just African.
He's African American.
He's not American.
He's
not.
Big Africa. Hashtag Big Africa.
Hashtag Little Africa.
Yeah, I think so. Between those three, I think I'm going with the black white guy Tyrell. Shout out to Cordell and Tawanda.
Yeah, that's right.
And probably Christian, my African brother. The Hakeem, the African Dream. whose caddy also happens to be Slick.
The Doctor of Style is out there. The Doctor of Style is. Oh, they actually gave the man the song. The song's title was "Jive Soul Bro." Was his song? That's pretty Pretty good. Good stuff right there. Okay, so those are the picks. I think you can make a case to see Justin Thomas finally blast off here and make it happen. I think Justin Thomas is about to do it, and so that's my pick. JT. I think he's the favorite.
Well, you picked wrong.
I think he's the favorite. So I don't think it's too shocking to make that pick. I'm not trying to do anything earth shattering. The guy's excellent though. Excellent right there. Plenty of bets on golf that you can make on FanDuel Sportsbook as well throughout these rounds. If you want to jump in and do it, it makes it a lot of fun actually. The whole golf thing. I never really, until I started to messing with my friends at FanDuel Sportsbook. Like, I never really knew about the whole golf betting aspect of it. Like, it never really occurred to me because obviously, like, FanDuel Sportsbook has so many different options that like your guy that you had for years, like, you didn't have anybody doing like props on stuff, and you didn't have like golf props. But right now, if you want, you can do an over/under on the winning score. Do you think it'll be minus 10 or worse, or do you think it'll be minus 11 or better? You can bet on that. You can bet on the leader after round one. Who do you think that round one leader is going to be? Is it going to be Jordan Spieth? Is it going to be Justin Thomas? Is it going to be Jon Rahm? You've got all of that happening right now. You can bet that. You can bet on match betting, which means you can bet one guy is going to beat another guy. Do you think Tyrell Hatton is going to beat Hideki Matsuyama? You can bet on that right now over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Colin Morikawa, you said you like Colin Morikawa, Zach? He's minus 126 to beat Brooks Koepka head-to-head. Koepka's minus 102. So a slight favorite for Morikawa against Koepka in their head-to-head matchup. So if you want to jump in on that, you can do that. I'm just letting you know. There's lots of options that you have here from our friends at FanDuel Sportsbook.
So how does that go? Do they have live betting too?
Oh yeah, you can bet it right now.
No, I can't do nothing right now. I'm in Georgia.
That's true. You got to be in the state of Tennessee. You got to be in the state of Tennessee. Once you hit Tennessee, though, it won't take you long. I'd say pull the car over, and just start getting down. I mean, you can bet even individual hole winner who's going to have the better score on a hole. Like it goes deep into the bag when it comes to the majors and the Masters and all that stuff. You can bet on the top Irish player. Is it going to be Rory McIlroy or Shane Lowry? You can bet on who's going to be the top South Korean player. It's just really fun stuff like that helps you and lets you have a good time with the whole thing. And you got always on promotions throughout that make FanDuel Sportsbook that extra special fun that it is. All I tell you is get the app, start betting. First bet is absolutely risk-free if you use that promo code BIGHEAD. You know the promo code. BIGHEAD. Use that promo code BIGHEAD. First bet risk-free up to $1,000 with FanDuel Sportsbook. Get it on your Android, iOS. You can do it right away. You got to be 21 or older in the state of Tennessee. Site credit is referred to non-transferable and has to be used within 14 days. For problem gambling, call 1-800-889-9789. Check out the great folks at FanDuel Sportsbook. Well, as I mentioned, the Masters is going on. We'll have full coverage throughout the day here as we continue to look at the at the Masters. And we mentioned no Tiger, none of that stuff. All that is problematic, unfortunately, for the Masters. But thankfully he's going to be okay, and hopefully next year he can jump in the middle of all of that. Now we talked about the Grizzlies last night with their victory. I got to say, man, Kevin Durant jumped right back into the mix last night and looked phenomenal. Off the bench, coming in off the bench, was initially thought that he was going to start, but no, he came in off the bench, turned it over 6 times in 19 minutes. That's your sloppiness, but he was 5 of 5 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 17 points on 5 shots. It's pretty good. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists in 19 minutes. just coming off the bench, right. just doing his thing. A plus 22 in his 19 minutes of play.
Oh, yeah, plus 22.
Blake Griffin has already had more dunks as a net than he had in his entire Pistons career.
Wow.
I don't know what he was doing in Detroit, but he wasn't good.
You know what? I know this isn't the segue that you were setting up, but this is a segue that I'm going to except there's a Kyle Anderson to John Morant alley-oop from you. KD just came back, and you said he came off the bench. As good as the Grizzlies are playing and have been playing, and as good as Kyle Anderson has been, do you start off the bat starting Jaren when he comes back?
Yeah. I mean, I think they might. I think they might do that.
Or do you make him your backup 5 for now?
I think they might do that. I think they might do that. I don't know. That's a good. It's a good question.
Because playing Jaren at backup 5 could kind of show you what the future could look like. You could kind of still win now, and also get a glimpse of, what does Jaren at the 5 look like?
Yeah. I think there's a pretty good chance actually they bring him off the bench to start with, but I think they transition him to the starting. As long as he plays well, and as long as he looks okay, I think that they'll transition him into the starting lineup a lot faster than Justice Winslow. I think that because his future is as a starter for sure. I don't think there's any question about that. Winslow, you could make the case that he might be a bench guy, maybe. Like I don't think so, but you could make the case that maybe he could be. You can't really make that case for Jaren. I think that's pretty much.
Did you see my video of Justice warming up on the Hawk side yesterday?
No, I did not.
Yeah, he was getting shots up. He was hitting like everything he put up, but he was shooting them. He was shooting with the Hawks players. He wasn't on our side.
What's up with
that? He was like a maniac out there. I don't know. He's like a maniac. Well, our guys were gone. There's nobody on our side at all, and Justice was getting up shots on the Hawk side, not ours. It looked super weird. It's on my Twitter.
Well, I'll have to check that out. In the meantime, last night, as I mentioned, the Nets knocking off the Pelicans 139-111. Pelicans defense is just terrible. Zion, for the first time, really struggled. It's been a long time since he struggled like this. 4 of 12 from the field, just 16 points in the game. Really bad all around from the Pelicans, who dropped to 22-29, 7 games under 500. If they didn't play the Grizzlies, they'd really be bad. That's the Grizzlies are the only team that they can.
No, without those 2 wins, man. And look what their record will be without those 2 wins.
I know, 20
we
and 31.
We play them again at home, man. We got to beat them dudes. Oh my God, we can't lose them again.
I hope so. I got to say, man, the Nets look really good. Nets look really good, man. They can't get everybody healthy, but they look really, really good. And I think you got to give a lot of credit to Steve Nash as the coach. Obviously, that's really the difference in this team is the coaching change. And I can tell when Sane is not locked in because he would have said something on that. But Sane wasn't locked in on that particular point.
I wouldn't. Say it again.
Why are you not locked in on my point, man? You'd lean
man,
back.
I got people in Memphis blowing me up about crazy stuff. My bad.
Tell them to stop.
I literally got to be out of this joint like 5 minutes after the show's over too. So I'm just trying to make sure I got everything.
No, I was just saying the real credit for the Nets. The real credit for the Nets' success is obviously Steve Nash.
No, shut up. I knew you was about
coaching.
When you said the real credit with the Nets, I knew you was like, no, you know I didn't hear that. Man, they could have had Sidney Lowe coaching this team and it'd be good.
It's false. No way. Not this time. No way. We created it. Not this time.
It's an urban legend.
Not this time. It's totally.
No, I think it's really the key is the coaching. I mean, anybody, talent is one thing, but like really bringing these guys together and telling KD to go out there and make these shots. Like a lot of people wouldn't do that. A lot of people would tell them, be like, you know what? Hey, KD, don't go make those shots. But Steve Nash is like, hey, KD, man, go make those shots. And he's like, all right, that sounds like a good idea. And then next thing you know, look what happened. See, that's called coaching. That's called leadership right there. Said, hey, Kyrie, why don't you play better? And he's like, all right, I think I will. Boom. Look at that coaching. Again, we're talking about just that's called legends right there. That's what great coaches do. Coach of the year.
The Nets gonna win the championship
now?
Yep.
I feel a lot more. I feel strongly about it, much more strongly than I did before. They're going to be good. They're going to be tough to beat. It's come together. It's come together faster than I would have imagined.
We're gonna go catch a finals game and record the show on location. I mean,
when the Grizzlies play the Nets, yeah, that'd be fun.
No, somebody NBA finals.
That's what I'm saying. When the Grizzlies play the Nets in the NBA finals.
Ooh, I hear you this year.
That's right. Could
you imagine it though? Not this year, but could you imagine the NBA Finals being in Memphis one year? With George, Aaron, me, Dylan, Bradley Beal.
Well, you remember how crazy it was when the Western Conference Finals were here?
Oh yeah.
When the Western Conference Finals were here, it was nuts, man. And I mean that was, I'll never forget how. I hope it doesn't happen. Selfishly, I hope it doesn't happen this year because you couldn't do it because of COVID stuff. It wouldn't be the same. But when things are back to normal and you got just folks out there, I mean, it was like when College Game Day was on beat, like there were just people everywhere, just stuff happening. It was wild. It was wild, man. It was. I'll never forget that. It was incredible to watch. So
Two quick questions on that tip. How disappointed would you have been if the Grizzlies have made the playoffs last year and it's in the bubble and there are no home games, Lakers versus Grizzlies, game 2, game 3 or whatever in Memphis? How upset would you? It would have sucked, man. Like that really would have sucked.
It wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same.
Mm-hmm. And another quick question: could you see, especially with this type of team, this Grizz next gen team, could you see the Grizzlies doing something similar to what Toronto does with Jurassic Park? Could you see them shooting the game on what's that restaurant right there, Silky Souls? What's the restaurant right there? Could you see that area being like?
Well, don't they have that big? They have that big screen that's up in that little closet.
Sure
they already have a screen right there.
Sure do, right outside the arena.
So you could
maybe they're prepping for it. Maybe they're prepping for it already.
I would love to see that. I think that would be fun. I think Memphis would go crazy. And you could do something in Handy Park too, right across the street. It wouldn't be. That's not far at all. So you could do. You could set up Handy Park. They got. I mean. When you watch a performance like last night, you got to start asking these kinds of questions.
You got to start thinking about that kind of stuff, man.
You got to start thinking about this kind of stuff.
Go become a team. Yep.
I mean,
I had a Hawks fan tell me,
you have
we're
to
going to be
that.
competing for perennial championships, where you guys are like, no, you might want to take a look at our trajectory.
I laughed at perennial. I was like,
yeah.
Year 2 of y'all rebuild, y'all were the worst team in the NBA. Year 2 of ours,
do they know what perennial means? Do they know what perennial means?
They've been perennially in the middle of the East for all of my life. So
perennial mediocrity is phenomenal. All right, so when we
I got a little known fact I'm gonna share after the break too.
Oh, okay, and I got a good bit of advice because we got some angry donors, man. You don't want to make rich people mad. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Real Sports Star, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddock Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Attention foodies, there's a great new place to eat in a great restored building. South Hall Cafe is now open for breakfast, brunch, and lunch in the former Tobacco Corner. Chef Jesus Ramon is creating classics from scratch with a twist. Enjoy all your favorites, including the best cheese grits in the South, a full bar, an in-house pastry chef, catering, online ordering for curbside or delivery, and a covered patio with live music on the weekends. We're open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. South Hall Cafe, corner of Poplar and Mendenhall.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Sports 56 traffic.
We got a couple of accidents on the roadways. Accident on Poplar Avenue at Hollywood Street. Also, accident on Hickory Hill Road north before Bill Morris Parkway. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Hour number 2, going to be a nice day today. High in the mid-70s. Anthony Sane heading back to Memphis with a W in tow. You said you had facts for me, Anthony, saying what are they?
I don't know. Can't remember now. What were we talking about before the break?
Playoffs, Grizzlies, chances.
You said I got little known fact for you. Did he not say that?
He did.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, man. It wasn't scripted. You should let me just say it or tease it a little bit.
I guess it's so little known that you don't even know it anymore.
Come out the playoffs.
Did you go out with Lou Williams last night? Did you guys you got some? You hit Magic City.
I was with Lou Williams. No,
Because
when he checked into the game, bro, I was like, I forgot this dude plays for him. Because nobody in the history of the NBA can be trying to draw a foul and still get off a quality shot like Lou Williams. It's crazy. He's mastered it.
He's just a professional scorer, man. That's what he is. It's incredible.
They're crying too. We didn't have Kim Reddish. Get out of my face.
It's phenomenal. All right, so you don't have that fact. You don't have that fact. You don't have that little known fact.
No, don't worry about
fact
it.
That's so little known.
You know it's gonna come back to me.
I'm not sure about that, but we'll see.
What?
I'm hopeful.
I'm
hopeful that it will.
Podcast and it'll come back to me.
Okay. All right, well, hopefully before the end of the show. In the meantime, I mentioned rich folks drama. How about this? If you are a leading university, and you have,
I remember.
Okay, all right. This is quality stuff right here. Okay, yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I remember for real. Somebody hit me up on Twitter and it came back to me. I saw Dominique Wilkins at the game yesterday, who's does some type of commentary for the Hawks. Nick still looks good too, man. He's got the little silver fox going on a little bit,
Mm-hmm. That was the
I
fact.
had a lot. I posted on Facebook that I was, I saw Dominique Wilkins. I was kind of tripping out because he was right beside us. Because the Hawks had us in awesome seats too. I didn't even mention that. It wasn't courtside. It was just a dope view, where we were sitting there. You could see everything. Little known fact is that people started blowing me up on Facebook saying that he's in Memphis all the time, hanging out at Havana Mix cigar bar downtown. People said he hangs out. People said he hangs out all the time in Memphis. Like, why? Why is he here? He said, yeah, he's in there all the time. Like, Dominique Wilkins is his father mix all the time in Memphis. I was like, all right. Okay. But yeah, shout out.
That's what you got. That's a little known fact. Okay. All right. Little known fact.
Just hang out on the Nirvana mix and you'll see Dominique Wilkins on a random, weekend.
Okay. All right. Everybody, check it out. The Human Highlight Reel. Getting himself a cigar.
Maybe he's trying to get his former teammate Brevin, because him and Brevin, they were teammates, right?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah.
Might have crossed over towards the end of his career.
Yeah, he's probably like, man, get me on with the Grizzlies, man. Give me with this Party franchise.
Speaking of rich folks, you don't want to make rich folks mad. That's what I've always. That's one thing I've tried to do in my life is avoid making rich folks too angry with me, because that makes it tough. That makes life tough. And if you are a major university, you definitely don't want to do something to irritate your donors. But boy, oh boy, did South Carolina screw up. The University of South Carolina, the biggest benefactor, the biggest donor to the school, is now furious with them because her mom, her name is Darla Moore. Her mom's name is Lorraine Moore. Lorraine Moore passed away on April 1st at the age of 89. Lorraine Moore has donated, the Moore family has donated more than $75 million to South Carolina. That's $75 million, including enough to where the business school is actually named after her. So that's a lot of money. When you got a building on campus named after you, you've obviously done a lot. And what did South Carolina do to honor this woman when her mom passed away? Nothing! Absolutely nothing! Not a card, not a bouquet, not a flower, nothing. Failed to acknowledge her death at all. Clemson, meanwhile, who is a rival there, and she's donated $10 million to Clemson here, and just a little pocket change compared to what she's done to South Carolina. Clemson sent a lovely card and a beautiful appreciation of recognition and all that sort of thing. She got nothing. And so listen, she wrote a letter, and this letter is something else. She said, what did she receive from the University of South Carolina, the recipient of the most exceptional generosity in the history of the state by virtue of her life? Nothing! Mm-hmm. All caps. Nothing. Let me read. There is not a university in the country that would exhibit this degree of thoughtless, dismissive, and graceless ignorance of the death of a parent of their largest donor. Listen to this now. I continue to be embarrassed and humiliated by my association with you and all you so disgracefully and incompetently display to the community you are charged to serve and to whom you look for support. This is in her closing note right here. This is some raw, real. This is nasty right here. The deepest regret of my life is the effort and resources I have expended on your behalf.
That's rough.
I mean, that's
rough.
You want to talk about like getting after somebody?
Man, a woman's going for sure.
The deepest regret of my life is the effort and resources I have expended on your behalf.
Yes, she's right. I mean, come on now. Like, people who are putting that much butter on your bread, you got to take care of them. You need to know their mama passed away, the dog got worms, whatever. You need to.
I mean, that's just. They didn't even make a public statement until April 6th, 6 days after. Her funeral was on April 3rd. So it was, I mean, it's just incredible. It's incredible. How do you met that the most easiest layup in the world for these donors, man? Just, keep a note and hey, your mom passed away. Oh, let me take care of you. Want some? Let me send you some meal. Let me send you some flowers. Let's put a statement out. Let's name something after her. Let's honor her. $75 million. They're cut off. Somebody got to get fired for that one.
Yeah, that's really inexcusable for real. Like if she's dropping off that kind of money, yeah, and for her to go off like that, hey, you need to handle it like the kid for the Tennessee fan, 9-year-old who couldn't get a letter from Tennessee.
Hey, I'll tell you something right now.
Like, hey.
This show, we will honor her mom
We honor the
in
life.
ways that you wouldn't even believe. In ways that you wouldn't believe. We're going. You want to hear a eulogy? I mean, whatever. Just a tenth of that, $7.5 million. We'll do it for. I mean, she was a sweet woman, a lovely woman, a generous woman.
She committed her life to Christ at a young age.
Did she?
She leaves behind. So out of bounds.
She leaves behind. I'm just saying. I'll do it for $7.5 million. I'm just saying. I'll do it for a tenth of what she was given to that university.
Give a makeshift sermon, man. Give her.
Oh, absolutely. You wouldn't believe the eulogy I give. She was one of the things I loved about her the most was how kind she was to so many people out there. You could just tell she was in that South Carolina style that we all know and love, and all the jokes she used to tell. And I don't even have to tell them to you because you've heard them all before, and you remember it so well. She was so blessed.
Sister Eugene and Sister Lorraine, not Lorraine Motel. She was Lorraine.
Not at all.
And she gave more. She did more than the average person would do. She gave us 89 years, a long life, people. And she left behind, of course, Eugene and Darla. And it was time for God to call her on home, people. And
he said, "You know what, Darla?" He said, "Lorraine, you can't do anything. It's time to, these riches in heaven are going to be a lot more than that.
Yeah,
those riches you gave on earth."
But he said, "By good and faithful servant."
Well done.
Well done.
That's what he said. Well done, indeed.
We're going to pass that.
Now we're going to pass that. We're going to pass that plate around, if you don't mind.
Once I get this, shout out to Salt Bay for that well done golden drizzled steak. I'm about to get once I get this 7.5.
As they know, of course,
that's wild, man.
Many have said that the steak is only to be ingested if it is covered in gold, and that's the meat is so pure.
And it should only be ingested if cooked at proper temperature.
That's correct.
And the blood that drips from it, that blood has power, but not like the blood. Oh, come on now. So while you're here today, while you're listening, while we eulogize Sister Lorraine more on today, use this opportunity while the blood still runs warm in your body to choose Christ today. Come on, Zach. And again, their cash app is $, ain't the asylum, same asylum with the $, for the S. Easy to remember.
Difficult to forget.
Difficult to forget.
You'll never get anywhere smoking the pipe. Let's forget that either. That's just a side note. Never.
You want to get your lesson out, be smart in school? Get away from the in crowd. Stay off the drugs. Get her close to God.
Get it close to God. All right, so we're passing that plate around, everybody. 70236.
South Carolina, go ahead and raise up. Take your shirt off. Throw it around your head just like a helicopter.
That's me, Petey Pob.
Who am I?
Who am I? Petey Pob, mother, father.
Hey, what was your name on 107, bro?
Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea.
Go to break, man. About
Sweet Pea as opposed to Sweet Peasy, Sweet Pazeezy also. We kind of, just have fun with that. That's right. Never forget it. My friends over at Hot 107.1. I'm available. We want to do a little crossover. We can do that. That's no problem. We come back. We'll continue. Again, just I want to let her know we're available out here in the Family Leisure Studios. No problem. You don't have to have $7.5 million to enjoy yourself at Family Leisure though. You don't have to have. You can do it. $7.5 hundred
we'll get you going in a nice way over at Family Leisure. 7,500. Oh my goodness, they'll get you really going in a nice way. They got great deals going on right now over at Family Leisure. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Check it out. Swim spas, pools, you name it. It's the time now. Spring is sprung. It's happening. You see all the green out there. So you know what? Make that backyard, make it fun for you this spring, summer, and fall over at Family Leisure. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Back after this, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Golfers, tee it up this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the hottest new arrivals from Titleist. Introducing the new Titleist TSI family of drivers. The new TSI drivers are faster in the air, longer off the tee, and straighter down the fairway. 4 drivers give you maximum performance for any type of dedicated golfer. Swing by Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
It's time, Memphis. Join John Morant, Tyus Jones, and your Memphis Grizzlies Sunday, April 11th at 7 p.m. as they take on the Indiana Pacers presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Check out grizzlies.com/tickets today.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
There you go. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, one of the champs. We'll talk to probably the best of all time. Best women's wrestler of all time. She's got to be up there for sure. We'll talk to Dustin Starr about WrestleMania coming up this weekend. They are going to have 25,000 in Tampa. WrestleMania each night. I guess
it's going to be wild. That is going to look so wild on TV.
For sure. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. 25,000 fans. It's right there. So we'll see. We'll see. It's
It's going to have Roman Reigns versus Edge and Daniel Bryan for the championship. That's on Sunday, I believe. You're going to see all sorts of other matches. We'll go through them with Dustin coming up in just a little bit. Now, as we mentioned, a very busy day here in the world of golf. One of the favorites out there is the Masters. Everyone loves to watch. You can watch. They're actually streaming it on ESPN Plus. They're streaming like holes 4, 5, and 6. They do some weird stuff with the coverage. It used to be that if you wanted to watch the Masters, you couldn't even see like the first 9 holes. They like never showed them. They jumped in on the coverage at like 10. Basically, so it was like this mystery. Now they actually kind of, it was so weird, man. It was so weird for a long time, but they finally have kind of opened up the coverage a little bit, where it's out there to all the way through to the full course, and you're seeing most of it, if not all of it, over the course of the weekend. So you can see some of that. It's streaming now. None of the big names aren't really out there just yet. The Masters has the smallest field of any of the majors. It's kind of a unique requirements, things like that to get into the Masters. So, it's not something that everyone can get into. It's even some really, really good golfers struggle to make the Masters. So most of the big names have not teed off just yet. But you do see a few. Ian Poulter is 1 under par early. Siwoo Kim is 1 under par early. Hudson Swafford remains your leader at 2 under par. Anthony Saints pick Christian Bezuidenhout is not gonna tee off just yet.
AKA Big Africa.
Big Africa is going to tee off in about 30 minutes time. We are going to see Jason Day tee off here momentarily. So one of the bigger names out there, Brooks Koepka, will be teeing off at the top of the hour, along with Bubba Watson, Webb Simpson, Sergio Garcia, John Rahm, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy, all in the 9 o'clock hour. So everyone, kind of a big group that is going to be teeing off here in the next little bit.
Peter, I kind of noticed you didn't pick Bryson DeChambeau as one of your.
I didn't. I mean, I think Bryson is such a he blows hot and cold. Like I don't know if it works for him, he could run away with the thing. He hits it so far, and he's almost a cheat code for the course if it all works for him. Like you saw when he won the U.S. Open, like he was just overpowering the course. And Augusta's not, there are definitely gettable holes. If you catch it right, if you play right, you can end up on 15, 13. You can go eagle back there on the back 9. You can make a run.
Right.
But I don't think he's, I don't know. I don't think he's quite put together like that. I think he's still a ways away, because you're going to have to. You know how it is at Augusta, man. You're going to have to chip and putt. Like you got to make those putts. Those greens are extremely quick, and the wind is up today. Wind is blowing gusts of. It's okay now, but later on in the afternoon, it's going to start really blowing harder. They say gusts of 15, 20 miles an hour. So you throw that into the mix at Augusta, that's going to make it tougher. So the guys that are out there early might get a little bit of an advantage. As that wind blows, then it's going to be. It could be a big issue for them. So we'll kind of see.
Speaking of greens, Peter, I just want to give a special shout out to the Busy Bee Cafe, place, a local place I ate at yesterday. Had some fire collard greens with macaroni and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese, and 6 wings. Had a 6-whole wing dinner. But
How are those greens? Were those greens fast? Were they slow?
Yeah,
were they good?
The greens were they were expected to be out in 30 minutes. I got them in more like 12. And
wow,
that's
fast. That's very, very fast.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to
probably a little hot sauce on them, and it was off the wham. Shout out to the Busy Bee Cafe.
Also,
Atlanta tradition since 1934.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards last night. I'm really enjoying Anthony Edwards.
I'm a big Anthony Edwards fan.
Like, I don't know that he's, is he going to live up to the hype as a number 1 overall pick? I don't know. Is he going to? I mean, he's playing well. He's having a really nice rookie season. But man, he talks. He's talking to someone else last night after the Timberwolves lost again. They continue to lose. They are losers this year pretty much. 141-137. Not much defense played in this one. And Anthony Edwards after the game said it's on the players for the Timberwolves to start playing defense. Coach can't come on the floor, he said. He can't do bleep but tell us what to do. Bleep, he just saying words. We got to go out there and do the bleep. Defense's effort. He just saying words.
He was
one of my
cursing like
favorite.
that in the Zoom?
Just yeah, oh yeah. He's cursing like that in the Zoom, and he's just saying words.
Wow.
His coach has been there for like 3 weeks. Like I don't know if that's really that's what I want my star rookie to be saying about the.
Oh, he just
saying words.
He just out there talking, man.
He just out there talking. That's not anything. It's all about us. Like you're kind of supposed to listen to what the guy says. I think. Like I don't know. It's just that seems to be me. Like
I'm really starting to.
I don't know
like
if they're
too.
just
Like,
words. I don't know if they're just words. Like there might be something more to it. I don't know.
They got a little bit more weight to him. Big Ant Man.
And I mean, I appreciate your, but I love it. I love his candid nature.
Yeah, he's not an Atlanta kid, is he? Yeah, he is, right?
Is he? I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
I know he went to Georgia, but I don't know if he. I think he is not local. I don't know. But yeah, shout out.
He is local.
Yeah,
he's from Atlanta.
Yeah, he's got the Atlanta swag. I can see it. I can see him with the Balenciaga super skinnies on.
That's right.
With the Gucci slides and the
Gucci
headband.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With the purse only across his chest.
Supreme.
Yeah. For sure. I can see that.
So there you go. We got it there. But I think he's I don't know who's going to win that Rookie of the Year, because if you look at his numbers, like his numbers are really good. He's getting better. You can see if you watch his highlights and stuff, like he's definitely got something. He's got it. He's not Anthony Bennett, where he's just garbage. Like he's definitely got some juice. The dude can jump, can get after it, can play, averaging 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists a game. Shooting the ball pretty well. Like, he's not bad. I mean, 40% from the field, 30, almost 32% from 3 is okay. He can improve that shooting a little bit, but I don't know. I like the way he looks. The problem is, of course, with a team as bad as the Timberwolves, and this is where the Grizzlies, it used to be with the Grizzlies, like, it's hard to evaluate a guy when you're surrounded by talent that's just kind of whatever, and you're just surrounded by a team that's not great. Like how is he playing? He's getting all the shots he wants, but is that really like a development thing? Is that really positive for his development or not? That's a question that you're gonna have to ask yourself going forward.
It's a fine line. It's a very fine line.
A team like that, you don't want you want there to always be like kind of a point to everything. Like you don't want guys to just go out there and just start doing whatever. That's not really developing guys. Like there has to be you have to be moving towards a certain point in your progress. Like, we've seen teams that have young players and just let them go out there and just whatever. That's not really, you're not really getting anywhere in your development as a player.
The Bulls.
But like with the Thunder, the Bulls. I mean, that's exactly the Suns for the longest time. Same thing. Just throw guys out there. They didn't even have a point guard. Just let them do whatever. You're not developing guys when that's the case. But if you have and I'm not sure the Wolves are developing guys. Obviously Karl Anthony Towns is doing his thing, but in Jaden McDaniels is a he looks good. They've got some decent young talent theoretically. They've got D'Angelo Russell back.
How good is a cat being on a good team? You'd imagine that you think the cat is good. He may be even better if you get him in an actual non-crap organization.
I don't know. I mean, he'd have to improve his defense.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Brutal. I love the guy. He's an unbelievable player. I mean, 32, 12, and 6 last night. 12 of 17 from the field. He can shoot threes. He's an incredible offensive player. But he's my poster child, Anthony, saying for why the offensive-minded center is you can't, if you can't defend, I can't have you as my center. I don't care how good you are offensively. I cannot have my center be I'm not. Jonas Valanciunas is not the greatest defensive center, but he's physical. He gets after it. He competes. Right. I don't think Karl competes on the defensive end very much. When I watch him, I don't get the sense that he competes. In my center, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if you get 2 points. I just need you defensively in the mix, and we can get our scoring from somewhere else.
Right. Did you? I remember watching. I go back and watch old NBA drafts just to see what they said about guys, and they were talking about Towns being, and he's gonna be. He's a top-tier rim protector. And I'm like, really? Like, that's what's going to happen?
Yeah. No, not at all. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to our friend Dustin Starr joining us this WrestleMania weekend, and we are going to talk a little bit about that. Also, a really, really impressive run for the folks at Championship Wrestling for Memphis. We'll talk about that, too, because he's got a lot going on as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Hey, sports fans, if you're looking for auto body work for your car or truck, 3A Collision in Bartlett has you covered. We are factory certified with 13 different manufacturers, including GM, Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Infiniti, Nissan, Acura, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, and Fiat. We're the only GM certified collision repair shop in the greater Memphis area. 3A Collision is proud to be voted Memphis Best Collision Repair by the Commercial Appeal 3 years in a row. 3A Collision specializes in performing proper repairs using specific manufacturer guidelines. We're a locally family-owned business, and we genuinely care about the well-being of our customers. Certified repairs are safe repairs. Why trust anyone but the best? At 3A Collision, no need for an appointment. We always have trained and courteous estimators available for you. 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. At 3A Collision, we're all about the best customer service and quality of our workmanship. 3A Collision, 6420 Summer Avenue.
It's happening again at Family Leisure. Don't miss out again this summer because pools are going fast. Spas in stock now, too, and they're ready for delivery. New 2021 patio furniture, state-of-the-art in stock now, and up to 20% off select sets. Swing into spring with a brand new play gym, professional installation available. The temperature's rising, and so is the service at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road, where family and fun come together.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches, 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
So we're still working an accident on Hickory Hill Road at Bill Morris Parkway. That's north of Bill Morris Parkway. Also, we're still working an accident on Poplar Avenue at Hollywood Street. New accident here that's blocking the left lane of I-55 to go onto I-240 eastbound towards Mill Branch Road. So just keep all of that in mind. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Hour number 3 as we celebrate the world of wrestling on a WrestleMania weekend coming up. Anthony Sane is in Atlanta. I'm here in Memphis. Zach Scene Boyd is.
Y'all know the
we're on
vibe.
the Family Leisure Studios. So that's exactly right. Going to be a nice day today.
Boyd, all right. Everybody.
It's going to be a nice day.
Yeah. Give it to anybody.
Yeah. Antibodies in your body now.
Your body right.
Vaccine.
Zach, all right. We got to do the remix of this. We got to get the studio and make this Vaccine Zach.
Oh, man. So there you go. Welcome in. Hour number 3 is here. As promised, we talk a little professional wrestling. This time every Thursday, and it's a big weekend, the biggest weekend of the year. In WrestleMania 37 is this weekend down in beautiful Tampa, Florida. And I know he's not going to be there, but I'm sure he'll be paying close attention. Our man, Dustin Starr. Good morning, Dustin 5-Star. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Good morning. First of all, the Vaccine Boys. I love it. That's a new gimmick. I'm booking that this weekend on Memphis Wrestling.
All right, here we go. That's right.
I'll go ahead and take my 20%.
Pfizer and Moderna. I'll be Pfizer. You be Moderna. And we'll be the Vaccine Boys.
No, it got to be Johnson & Johnson. It got to be Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, no, we can take on Johnson & Johnson in that vaccine match, and the winner take all.
And congratulations, by the way. That's awesome news. And then it's my favorite week of the year. You remember 2 years ago we launched on WrestleMania weekend. And then this year, not only is WrestleMania 2-day spectacular, but then we have our live TV tapings for Memphis Wrestling on Sunday, where we are going to crown our very first Memphis Heritage Champion. So I'm here for it, man. I'm going to be watching wrestling all weekend.
It's going to be all wrestling all weekend long, and as we mentioned, WrestleMania 37 is in Tampa. 25,000 fans in the building, which is just crazy to think about. 25,000 fans each night. Which, and now normally they'd be like, oh, well, that's terrible attendance at a WrestleMania. But
that's
obviously
given
where we've been, it's a massive house, and it's going to feel great to have fans there, and hopefully they can do it safely.
Yeah, hopefully so, and I think WWE will. I mean, Raymond James seats 65,000, something like that. They tried to get 40,000 in there, or 45, something like that. Whatever the number was, it was a lot. And I don't know who told them they couldn't, but we've got 25,000. I have heard that the lease that they were doing, with the arena is done. So it makes me think that maybe there's going to be some sort of small tour. I don't know what's coming up next after WrestleMania, but NXT is officially moving to Tuesdays, which makes me think that, that's a step in the right direction, because you can watch NXT on Tuesday, you watch AEW on Wednesday. They're not.
Does that mean AEW won? Does that mean AEW won that fight? Does that mean AEW won that fight?
Man, I don't know the inside details, but I can only imagine that there was probably a conversation held, because it was announced that Chris Jericho is going to be on the WWE Network immediately following WrestleMania on Sunday on the Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold, which that nobody saw that coming. That was like unheard of.
No.
So I do think that there's some inner workings. You hear Triple H say, hey, man, we're open for business. We know that AEW is open for business, meaning that they'll work with other companies. So I'm telling you, guys, remember this radio interview. I'm telling you, eventually we will watch all professional wrestling on the WWE Network, including AEW, Impact, New Japan.
Wow.
It's coming. It might not be this year. But with that Peacock deal and them having to get more and more exclusive content, I think it's coming.
Now, before we talk about the WrestleMania stuff, I do want to mention you sent me a little photo in the old text. You gotta give me a little tell the people what's coming up in a couple weeks time. Well, about 3 weeks, May 2nd. What's coming up?
So we did a soft launch this week on our May 2nd television tapings, and we announced that we are officially opening a 6,000 square foot facility called the Memphis Wrestling Wrestle Center. So we'll do all of our television tapings out of there. We'll also have a training facility in there with head coach King Cobra. And then, of course, Derek King and Alan Steele and myself and my lovely Maria will be the trainers there. But on our May 2nd television taping, we did a soft launch and got a great response. But we will have a special guest in the house. He is the founder of Memphis Wrestling, Jerry Jarrett. Cannot wait to come back home to Memphis and see all the great wrestling fans and see the facility. So he will be in the house on May 2nd. Now, we do have a VIP experience that we put on sale. So you can go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, and that's the first thing you'll see. So you purchase either a general admission or a ringside seat, which ringside is almost sold out. Like, seriously, we probably have 3 or 4 ringside seats left. And they're very inexpensive, only $15. And then you pay for the VIP experience to spend an hour with Jerry Jarrett. Ask him anything you want, get your picture made and all that kind of stuff. Now, of course, we are at a limited capacity still. The pandemic's not over, guys. And we'll be masked up and taking temperatures and doing it as safely as we can. But that was the big thing. We'll announce it. You'll see it hit TV coming up, along with the Grind City Rumble. But the idea here is the founder of Memphis Wrestling back in the day, the thing that we grew up watching, the thing we talk about like all the time. He's coming back to Memphis, and he's coming with Championship Wrestling from Memphis.
Yeah, that's an awesome thing. Looking forward to it. I know you guys have been just doing some phenomenal stuff with these tapings, so definitely go and check it out as you guys continue to grow. The feedback continues to be great. Everything just moves and grooves, and it's tremendous right there. So we got that coming up this weekend. Of course, you can watch on YouTube. You can watch CW30 at noon to find out the latest. As things continue to emerge, and then of course you've got WrestleMania first night, second night action. We got some interesting stuff happening here. We talked about it before. The whole thing, like some of the matches I don't quite get. Some of the matches I do. Some of the matches don't make any sense to me. Can you tell me a little bit about the Intercontinental title situation with Big E and Apollo Owens, and a Nigerian drum match? What is that?
Man, I have no idea what that is. It's kind of like when they did with that Punjabi death match or something, or the Boneyard match. And you know what? I think that's kind of cool though, in the sense to where we don't know, so we're asking. So like this time last year, it was like, hey, what's a Boneyard match? Or, hey, what's a Firefly Funhouse match? What is it? What are they going to do? What's the rules? Where will they be wrestling? Is it going to be we had no idea. We had no idea what it was. And so it seems like they've come up with something special for Apollo, he looks fantastic. I mean, he is just such a great athlete. But then he's going against Big E, who is one of the most popular stars. I love Big E, strongest man in the state of Florida. But I do think I don't know that Big E loses the title this early, but I don't even know what the match is. It could be something that helps Apollo, win. But several weeks back, probably a couple of months now, we saw Apollo sitting down with Roman Reigns on SmackDown. And at the time, it really didn't make sense. But ever since then, he's been on a roll. So he could beat Big E for the Intercontinental title. But I have no idea what that match is, man. I have no idea.
I have no clue.
Dustin, Glenn Jacobs, better known, of course, as Kane, was inducted into the Hall of Fame the other day. I was watching the video, and a couple of things stood out to me. He talked about how well, I knew this beforehand, that the Kane character was pretty much supposed to be a one-off. It was just a quick storyline, that it was supposed to come and go, just something just to add to the Lord Undertaker, no different than any other angle they had done with him. And he talked, I knew that, but he also talked about how that particular angle, of course, saved his career. A guy like Glenn Jacobs, who had so many, either bad to mediocre gimmicks in the WWE, what do you think it was like for him to find the one that finally hit, and he could just put his all into and ultimately become a Hall of Fame wrestler for the WWE?
Oh man, it's a storybook ending. I mean, he literally was in tears when The Undertaker told him. And I believe it was on The Bump, the WWE program, The Bump, where The Undertaker, they kind of have guys call in, from their cell phones, like on FaceTime or whatever. And so Glenn was sitting in his office, big mayor of Knox County, and Undertaker probably in his big pickup truck or whatever, and told him, and he thought, man, are you serious? Like, man, I'm dead serious. But very deserving. I mean, you're right. The Kane character was literally just going to be a big monster that was fed to The Undertaker like so many other guys were. But it was such a unique character, and goodness gracious, the thing that I always thought, I'm a body guy. I watch wrestling and go, oh, man, that dude's jacked. I was a fan of Ultimate Warrior and, the body guys, I guess. Lex Luger, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. But this guy was covered up most of his career because he had this storyline where he was burnt to a crisp, right?
Yep.
So he was always in fantastic shape. He was always bigger than everybody that he was in the ring with. And, man, you can't just have a one-off character with him. So he really took advantage of that. And now he's a Hall of Famer, man. He spent a lot of time in Memphis, too. He was the Christmas Creature, and I think he even did a Humongous, like a rendition of Humongous. I can't remember. It was called Doomsday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But it looked like Humongous.
Yeah.
And he was Doomsday.
Very humongous-y, yes. No question about it.
Yeah. He was a dentist. I mean, this guy did everything. He was a fake Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did he? And of course, with Jerry Lawler, had him as he was Jerry Lawler's dentist. When he was Isaac Yankem, he was supposed to be Jerry Lawler's dentist, right?
That's right.
I'm correct in that, right?
Isaac Yankem, DDS.
Yeah, that's yeah.
He liked to rip out teeth.
And I think he actually wanted to be a dentist coming up as a kid or something like that. Is that true?
I'm not sure about that, but he was one of those characters that you think, how in the world is he the mayor? He's a big monster. It's like JBL being such a financial advisor or whatever on these stations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just don't know these guys behind the scenes because they could be a big monster in the ring, but then be really intelligent guys that. Okay, so you got another wrestler in the office. What about that?
Well, they've got Glenn. I mean, Glenn Jacobs apparently is one of the most well-read dudes. He's reading books. He was in the backstage area. Yeah. While other guys were playing pranks on each other and goofing around, he's reading the philosophy and he's just kicking back and all that. So different type of dude. There's no question.
Yeah. And I got to give him some props, too. When they took the mask off of him and he had the half-shaved head and we finally got to see his face. If you remember back to those Monday Night Raws, he was doing 20-minute promos by himself, standing in the center of the ring, no teleprompter, no script or anything that he could cheat from, but literally standing in the middle of a sold-out arena on worldwide television cutting a 20-minute promo. That is extremely hard to do. And then he was in the movie See No Evil. So the guy's really done some really fantastic work. won the championship from Stone Cold Steve Austin. Need I say more? You know you're over when you beat Stone Cold.
No question.
That's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
What
All
a
right,
debut! What a debut! Tearing the Hell in the Cell door off and going in and putting the Undertaker down. Just and that soundbite. That's gotta be Kane from Vince McMahon. I will never forget that. That's how I will always remember Kane, is Vince introducing him that way and him tearing that cage door off. It was awesome. And so I'm not surprised he's in the Hall of Fame. So especially with him being in office, and there's a lot of publicity behind that too. So I think they did the right thing. Very cool stuff. Speaking of the Hall of Fame too, big shout out to my old buddy, Brickhouse Brown. If you noticed, he was inducted into the Legacy Wing. And I just found out as I was watching. I had no idea. I was watching. I rewinded. I said, wait a second. Brickhouse is in the Hall of Fame? That's awesome. And so there were some tweets that went out about it. And apparently Brickhouse Brown's final match was against myself and my Maria in 2016.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea. And Brickhouse literally took me and some of my friends under his wing early on and just helped us out in the ring. I can't tell you how many times I wrestled Brickhouse Brown and Reggie B. Fine in tag team matches. Like, it was a weekly thing for probably 2 years early on in our career, and I learned a lot from Brickhouse. So I just wanted to give a quick shout-out to Memphis Wrestling legend Brickhouse Brown. And when he did pass away, he kicked out. You guys remember that story, right?
Oh, I do.
He literally, his mom thought he was dead in the hospital, and he woke up. They pronounced him dead, and he woke up and said he was hungry, and they freaked out, and then he passed away a couple of days later. But my man Brickhouse Brown was even kicking out of finishers, during his final days.
Kicking out of the ultimate finisher right there.
Yeah.
That's for sure. What do we think about Bobby Lashley goes in as champion against Drew McIntyre, who left WrestleMania last year in the Performance Center as the champion in kind of an anticlimactic sort of thing. This should not be anticlimactic. This should be just two beefy men just beefing it up and just meat slapping everywhere. What do you see happening here?
If I had to bet my house on one or the other, man, I would be in big trouble. And that's cool with me because I don't know who's going to win this. One would think that Drew McIntyre is going to get the title back, but then that would be his third title run within a year span. Because he did drop it to Orton, got it back, dropped it again, and so now he's got Lashley. But it seems like they wanted to get to this match all along, so they just had Miz as a transition, as a way to do it, so they didn't have Bobby face Drew. So this has probably been in the making for a while, but to me it's a toss-up. I don't think you beat Bobby Lashley just yet, but they pushed Drew McIntyre so strong as being the guy.
Man, they made him into He-Man, Conan.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, he's everything from the sword, his entrance, and all that kind of stuff. I'll be curious to see how the people respond at WrestleMania because we'll actually have fans there that you'll be seeing cheering or booing. And I would imagine that people would be on board with Bobby Lashley. I mean, even though he's a bad guy, everybody has been pulling for Bobby Lashley to win the WWE Championship, and it's finally here. One of these guys is going to get a big moment at WrestleMania, and I really can't call it. But if you put me in a hammerlock, Peter, and I had to pick somebody, I'm going to pick Bobby Lashley, the almighty WWE champion.
Yeah.
I put that hammerlock on pretty snug, too. Not going to lie to you.
Yeah, for sure. When you look at Omos, former USF basketball player, 7'3", he's been the AJ Styles side for about half a year, seems like. He's about to make his in-ring debut. He's going to be in the ring with, three, great wrestlers. He's going to be AJ Styles, plus the New Day in the ring with them, three guys that can definitely carry him. What do you expect to see out of the next possible giant in the WWE?
I love that they've had him there, like you said, half a year, just being ringside in a production like WWE.
Just being tall.
Oh, my gosh. That really helps you as far as, you say that this is his first match, he's inexperienced, all that kind of stuff. But for him to be ringside with somebody like AJ Styles, he's learned a lot. His nerves are probably pretty calm, but still, like, at WrestleMania, what a freaking debut. And going against one of the greatest tag teams of all time, I think, just like you said, the next great giant. I think AJ Styles and Omos walk away as tag team champions, and it'll just be chapter 1 for a guy who, literally, with his size, Great Khali was world champion. Great Khali went into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, they are starving for this next big giant, and Omos looks huge standing next to AJ Styles.
Yeah,
I don't
he
remember
looks
anybody.
incredibly tall.
I'd love to see him standing next to Big Show just to see how tall he really is. But I think we have new tag team champions.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to go ahead, Pete?
I don't know. I feel like AJ Styles. I don't know. You just feel like he's just. I don't know. It's kind of buried him. Like it's not. I don't know.
He should do more, right?
Yeah. This feels like he's really just kind of. I mean, it's interesting. The dude's tall and all that stuff. I don't know. This just feels like he's so good, man. He's so.
Bring up.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't know. This just feels like it's just kind of whatever. Yeah.
That's why they're together, though, because AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, he could be in a WWE title match and win it. He's one of those guys I feel like you can elevate at any time. So putting those two guys together, it really is just for Omos, really, because AJ's helping him. He's definitely one of the best. But I agree with you. AJ probably should be in some sort of other title hunt. But at this point, they're getting Omos ready. And I think AJ is very instrumental in that as far as teaching him, in the ring and ringside. And that's kind of behind the scenes, behind the curtain kind of thing.
Not to spend a lot of time on, like we said, a first-timer guy who could probably be a wash, if anything. How difficult is it? Have you ever had to kind of carry a guy who's kind of green to the sport, but he's also a huge guy that could hurt you and himself in the ring? Have you ever had a task like that? And how difficult is it? Because there's a lot of guys that organizations have probably tried to promote like him who are pretty green to what they're doing. How difficult is it with a man that massive and that huge in size?
Oh, it's very difficult because they can do anything they want to you, and there's not much you can do about it. So they do have to be able to listen. One of the guys that comes to mind is Humongous, the Humongous character that we have on Memphis Wrestling. He is so big and so strong that when you're in the ring with him, there's just a certain way that you have to go about protecting yourself and making sure that the other guy on the other side of the ring is careful as well, because when you get in there, your adrenaline starts pumping. I mean, you feel like sometimes you could do a backflip even though you can't. I mean, it's indescribable, especially if it's a packed house, especially if it's something like WrestleMania. So just calming those guys down and slowing those guys down. It's like riding a bull. It's hard to control them, but that's where AJ Styles comes in, where he's at ringside with Omos and calms them down just a little bit. But literally, also wrestling somebody like Billy Gunn, who's 6'4", 6'5", 280. Man, if he wants to pick you up and body slam you, there's nothing you could do about it. So you better be nice to him. You better play your cards right and have a good match, But it's difficult.
I remember the stories about the stories about the old days about Stan Hansen, who had like no vision. You couldn't see, couldn't see when he got into the ring. Like his glasses were off and he didn't wear contacts and everything. So he didn't, it's all blurry to him. And he would just you really just had to protect yourself. Like he was going to go out there and fire off that giant lariat. And if your head was in the way, then sorry, buddy, you're going to get your head taken off like that. A lot of these old school guys, they'd rather go ahead and just, ask forgiveness than ask permission. And they're going to go ahead and tater you, pretty good. And that'll be that on that. And then you go back to the locker room and you can sort it out at that point. But they'd rather, as opposed to, exposing the business or anything like that, they'd rather just go ahead and punch you for real and just be done with it, and deal with whatever the fallout is after that.
Absolutely. I've been in that situation with a couple of guys. One of them was Big Papa Pump, and when we went to the locker room to sort it out, I was like, Buff, help me out here, brother, because Buff was tag teaming with him that night. I thought, your boy almost had to tussle with Big Papa Pump, and I'm going to tell you right now, I want no part of that in the locker room. So it gets tough out there, but you're right. The old school guys, they'll just lay you out. They'll lay you out, man. It's gotta look real is what they say. Hey, this ain't ballet.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, man, come on, that's how it works. All right, you can get your receipt later if you want. Brother, come on, brother. All right, real quick before we go, one final prediction: the Universal Championship, the Night 2 main event. Roman Reigns, Edge, Daniel Bryan. Who comes out of this thing on top?
I think we've got a situation here where 2 out of the 3 had career-ending injuries. They've made their return. The people love them. It's their last hurrah. Edge and Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan, to me right now, is on fire. So I believe that there's going to be a lot of yes chants at Raymond James. But also you've got the guy, Roman Reigns, as the champion. And one day we will see Roman Reigns defend that championship against The Rock. Probably next year in 2022. I'm predicting it now. But I think that there's so much surrounding Edge and Daniel Bryan that Roman Reigns comes out victorious, and then maybe we see Edge versus Daniel Bryan down the road. But it's a very interesting story. I can totally see them giving Edge his last run. I can totally see them giving Daniel Bryan another WrestleMania moment. But when it all's said and done, I think that Roman Reigns, the guy, he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. He's dominated everybody there is. He speared leukemia, and he's going to do the same thing to Edge and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And then the next guy, the tribal chief, the head of the table, and then we're going to have The Rock versus Roman Reigns, hopefully at next year's WrestleMania, and hopefully safely inside a full stadium in LA.
I love it. I hope that's the case. I love it. Be sure to watch this weekend on Peacock, and of course, watch Championship Wrestling from Memphis on YouTube and on CW30
Hey,
at noon.
cheap plug. You can come watch WrestleMania with us at Dave & Buster's. That's Saturday and Sunday. Of course, you can leave the TV tapings. It's 2 p.m. at the TV taping, so you have plenty of time to leave there, head to Dave & Buster's, and watch with us. So,
yeah,
be a lot
just
of
to
fun.
catch a ride with Dustin, just down the road. There you go.
Thanks a lot, Peter. My Maria would love that.
All right. I'm sure Maria would love that.
Only if you're vaccinated.
That's right. You better bring that card. All right. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Y'all have a good tapings. Enjoy the weekend, and I can't wait to talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys. Happy WrestleMania weekend. Oh, yeah.
Indeed. We got much to discuss next week, I'm sure. He's our friend Dustin Starr joining us, as he does every Thursday, talk a little wrestling when we come back. We'll give you a couple updates, some Masters update to get to, and an interesting piece that was done. The governors looking at some of the endorsements that some of these college coaches have made, including Penny Hardaway a little bit. We'll talk about that when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Golfers, tee it up this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with the hottest new arrivals from Titleist. Introducing the new Titleist TSI family of drivers. The new TSI drivers are faster in the air, longer off the tee, and straighter down the fairway. 4 drivers give you maximum performance for any type of dedicated golfer. Swing by Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Hey, it's me, your cousin, from Boston. I'm on the radio doing ads for Sam Adams. Now I'll be known as the Sam Adams guy instead of the dude who fell in the quarry. Sam Adams Boston Lager is crisp and refreshing, which is why I bring a 6-pack wherever I go, except the movies anymore. Sam Adams, from Boston with love. Here's the legal part. Watch how fast I can read. The Boston Beer Company, Boston, Mass. Drink responsibly. Now, is that 30 seconds? Are we even close?
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Mount Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Case IH is a proud supporter of the Mississippi Farm Bureau, and thanks to a membership benefits partnership, Mississippi Farm Bureau members receive a discount of up to $500 on every qualifying Case IH tractor and piece of equipment you purchase. This discount may be used with other promotions, rebates, or offers. So join Mid-South Ag Equipment and the Mississippi Farm Bureau and pocket up to $500 in savings. Call Mid-South Ag at 662-890-3141 to get your discount today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Oh, yeah. Hour number 3 continues right here. Our friend Scotty points out WrestleMania 38 is in Arlington, Texas, just FYI. May help or hurt the Reigns Rock fight, but I also think the reaction last time he helped Roman may hurt that cause. 100,000 plus is a majority that will still be booing Roman. Probably isn't a good look. Yeah, Roman Reigns is always.
He's a heel now, though. Oh.
Well, yeah, but I think he's finally getting the kind of. I think he's finally getting the kind of heat that's good heat. That he's finally getting like the proper heel heat. Like for the longest time, he was getting heat that was like kind of okay, like kind of angry heat, like, you know, we just don't like you heel heat, as opposed to like, you know, yeah, you're a heel and, you know, what they call X-Pac heat, which is like, I just want you off my screen. I'm just irritated by you. You know, that's not the kind of heel heat you want. You want like, you know, heel heat, like I like you as a performer, but I'm, you know, booing you, whatever. Like you don't want like, you suck. Please don't just get out of here. Heat. That's not what you want. He was getting some of that because people
but
felt
this tribal
like,
chief gimmick is dope though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's finally gotten over the hump. I think he's finally, if he's a heel now, that's good. I think when he turns face, I think he'll be more appreciated as a face. So I think it's all going to work out for him. I think it works out okay. Now, as far as the other stuff go, we'll get your Masters update here momentarily. I want to mention Sportico. Sportico, if you've never heard of them, they do a lot of sports business stuff. Very interesting. A good site. They write a lot of really good stuff. They did a FOIA request, Anthony Sane, for a number of coaches of public teams of public universities and they didn't just do like a FOIA request for salary stuff, but they were able to FOIA request a specific thing. There are paperwork that has to be done for additional compensation as side jobs. There are paperwork that has to be filed with public universities, and if you request it, you can get it, and they got it. So we started to find out what some of these coaches are making for some of these spots, and Jim Harbaugh is on a Downy commercial, Downy Wrinkle Guard.
Okay.
And
a national commercial. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, a national commercial, and he had to get up there and say, "Do you think you can keep these khakis wrinkle-free all season?" That was the quote. That's all he had to do. Show up at the spot, do a little acting, say, "Do you think you can keep these khakis wrinkle-free all season?" Because you know he likes to wear the khakis. It's fun. $250,000. Ain't too bad.
Okay.
$250,000 for the Downey people. I could say it for a lot less. Les Miles made $25,000. Les Miles made $25,000 for pretending to water a football field with beer in a Dos Equis ad. Made $25,000. Les Miles, I mean, that's $25,000. It's not bad for just pouring some beer on a field. You can do that. Ed Orgeron made $225,000 from the Chicken Fingers place down in Louisiana, Raising Cane's. He made $225,000 right there. He also made another $100,000 for testifying on behalf of St. Joseph Hospice. So that's not a bad gig. Nick Saban made $350,000 in corporate speaking engagements over the last couple of years. Dabo Swinney made between $75,000 and $150,000 in speaking and appearance fees at churches. So not too shabby right there. The old pass the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Penny Hardaway.
Oh.
Who reported $3 million in outside endorsements.
Right, of course.
I think we know where that came from. He had an additional
this is
91
last year over the last 4 years.
This was 2019. So 2 years.
Just 1 year, okay.
Yeah, or last season before last, I guess. But he made $91,000 in commercials. So I guess the King Cotton folks are. I guess that's what he gets. What else is Penny doing? He does the King Cotton. What does he do? Anything else locally?
I know he does the Nike stuff.
Well, yeah, the Nike stuff. I'm sure that's the $3 million.
He does something with somebody locally. I don't know if he's getting paid.
I thought he did something else. But I know at least the $91,000 apparently from the for the King Cotton spots. Not too bad.
Really, King Cotton pays him? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you think he does that for free?
In that bank. I mean, it's King Cotton, man. I mean, at this point in his career, why would he? I bet he ain't keeping that money. That money's probably going to. Well, I ain't trying to get in. I ain't gonna guess what he.
No, man. Penny's. You're not gonna do it just because he got money. That's how you get money. That's how you keep money. You don't stop getting paid just because you got paid. You get paid even more.
Penny probably get that money to his driver or something. He probably pays his.
Absolutely. I told you about it the time I told you the time he cut a $50,000 check to our charity and he just wrote it just out of.
Yeah.
He pulled out the checkbook and said, "How much y'all need?" I said, "Whatever you can give." He said, "Okay, how about 50?" I said, "Well, $50 is not that great for Penny," but I was like, whatever. And he goes 50 and then 000, and I was like, "Oh, that's okay."
Well, we can roll with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said, "Yeah, we can do that. That's all right."
I hope that people hearing what you just said as far as what he made in endorsements last year. Hope that people understand what type of money Penny plays with out here. He's playing a whole other level of change you're talking about.
Yeah, he's coming.
People talking about. Do you think Penny's gonna be on the hot seat? Like, there's no such thing as a hot seat for Penny.
No.
It's kind of like
Josh.
Do you think the government's gonna be mad at Tony Stark? The government can't be mad at Tony Stark because he didn't have to be Tony Stark. He could go back and just be a rich billionaire. Yeah. Like, what are we talking about?
These dudes run these summer camps. Josh Pastner said the income from his summer camp was $150,000. $142,000 for his summer camp. He only took home $10,500 after expenses. So he spent $130,000 on his camp. Okay. He made $140,000, so it obviously worked out for him just fine. These dudes can make some significant money. Juwan Howard made $45,000 on his camp, just doing his camp. It's very impressive to see how they can do this. And again, this just goes to remind you that could a player do this? Could a player go and say, "Hey, can you get these khakis wrinkle free and make $250,000?" Nope. But can the coach of those players? Yep. And
he's doing some goofy stuff.
It's all good, man. And so Kirby Smart made $130,000 from Ford. I mean, come on. Come on, man.
It's crazy. Help me out with this, bro. This is Penny's third season. No tournament appearances. People can get frustrated by those type of things. I'm a little frustrated that there's not more Nike Team Penny intertangling going on. You know what I mean? Like, why hasn't a new Air Penny shoe came out? Like a modern version that the players can wear. Like, why are they just wearing all these other shoes when you're literally one of the best endorsers for Nike's basketball is your coach? Like, why isn't there a new 2021 edition Air Penny? Like, they've got some older ones that have been coming back out of it. Why isn't there a Penny 7 or 8 or whatever number they're on? And why, it just seems like there should be more of it. I guess if Memphis gets to a certain level of good, they probably would do it. But it just seems like it's overdue. it seems like that school needs to have some new Nike shoe that's a new Air Penny or whatever.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I would have thought there was more. Maybe bringing back Lil Penny, maybe some kind of other special gimmick.
There's been nothing.
Some kind of special gimmick with Nike's connections here locally, and obviously Penny still being. I think he's still like third or fourth in terms of athlete specific product line at
right.
Nike. People still buy pennies. People still buy all the foam posit stuff. All that stuff is still selling big time. So I agree with you. It's weird. I don't know why that would be.
And they haven't brought back the Orlando, the Penny One Orlando. The black with the white, big white wave on the side with. They won't bring that back, man.
I don't know.
I don't get it. It seems like they're not capitalizing on. They didn't capitalize on this penny thing, and it was super huge a couple of years.
It's really odd for sure. Hour number 3 is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Online, AcuraMemphis.com, 385 in Ridgeway. Award-winning service, award-winning sales, and Acura Memphis makes it easy for you. You know how it is with the all the COVID stuff, everything else. It's been tricky for everybody to deal with all the things that have gone on this year, and Acura Memphis knows that. So that's why they really set up a great site at AcuraMemphis.com to start off. You can obviously chat. You can get video conferencing done. You can do everything at home if you want to, including buying the automobile. You can take a virtual test drive. You can do all that, or obviously go in person at 385 in Ridgeway and check out the 2022 MDX. That is absolutely fantastic. And I will tell you, and a lot of you that have already been out there, if you've got a car that you are looking to potentially trade in, I mean, the trade-in value now is absolutely phenomenal. So if you want to upgrade your car and you're paying a certain note and you think, okay, well, maybe it's time to try, just you owe it to yourself to just give them just give it a look. You go to their website, AcuraMemphis.com, start there, go see them, and just kind of ask them to kind of poke around. Just ask them what it would be. It's they're very low hassle, low pressure, none of that stuff. So they're not gonna go crazy. But just ask them, say, what can we do here? What can we do here? And you're going to be shocked at the amount of car or SUV that you can get for a note that's probably similar to, sometimes less than what you're paying now. It's pretty crazy. You can do that. A lot of folks do. Acura of Memphis, 385 in Ridgeway, AcuraMemphis.com. We'll check it out. We'll give you a Masters update when we come back because some of the big names have hit the course. We'll talk about it when we return here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
You have opinions.
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call the First Bank phone line at 360-8255 or text us on the First Bank text line at 70236.
Looking for a new home? Trying to sell your old home? Call Rule Smith of RE/MAX Experts for all your real estate needs. Buying or selling, you need a real estate expert like Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. Rule Smith is licensed in Tennessee with a decade of experience in the greater Memphis area. He knows the ins and outs of buying and selling a home, and he makes it easy for you. Count on Rule Smith's honest, no-nonsense approach to get the home you want, the home you need, and the home you can count on. Whether it's your first home, your next home, or your dream home, call real estate professional Rule Smith, 901-304-7827. That's 304-7827. Visit yourgermantownagent.com today. Again, yourgermantownagent.com. Call Rule Smith's cell phone today, 901-304-7827, or call the RE/MAX Experts office at 901-685-6000, and let Rule Smith rule your real estate needs.
Grind City Brewing Company is taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City Brewing is the dream of a father and son duo to create a brand that delivers a high-quality, great-tasting, and easy-drinking craft beer. And they've done it. The brewery sits high above the city elevation in uptown Memphis with 15,000 square feet of beerness, including a 5,000 square foot tap room. Grind City Brewing is committed to all things Memphis, including the Tigers. They have created a malt liquor called Tiger Tail that is the official craft beer of the University of Memphis. Tiger Tail comes in 16-ounce six-packs and is not your typical malt liquor. Tiger Tail is crafted with a bold and smooth flavor, has 7.5% alcohol, and its clean finish makes it incredibly easy drinking. Tiger Tail, and Grind City Brewing. Taking care of dearness in Memphis.
We saved big money with our Progressive Home and Auto Bundle and used the cash to take a family vacation.
To Hawaii.
Who's up for a luau?
Yay!
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big money with Progressive, but not enough to go to Hawaii. They'll probably use it for things like the mortgage and groceries, or even a travel magazine, so at least they can see pictures of Hawaii.
Aloha!
Yes, say hello to those beautiful Hawaiian beaches in that magazine. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, I heard that you just got a new car.
Yes, I sure did, and I could not believe how simple it was.
Really? Tell me what happened.
I bought my car at Cars Inc. They are family owned, and the choices of cars were the best I've ever seen. They even said they could price match with anyone and help me with whatever financing I needed.
Wow, it does sound like they know what they are doing.
Their family has been in the car business for over 30 years, and they're excited about being in Memphis.
Where are they?
5095 Cummington Way, and their phone number is 901-623-7180.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Beautiful Thursday here, and a beautiful Thursday in Augusta for the Masters. We'll keep you updated all day here on Sports 56. I know middays will get you all the info that you need throughout the day. Greg and Eli will have you there. Abraham Ancer is the leader right now. My former partner, CJ's favorite golfer. CJ loved Abraham Ancer. Whenever I asked for a pick, Abraham Ancer was the answer every time.
I never understood.
I have to text CJ on that one.
I never understood why he liked him so much.
I don't know, because he had a fun name. He's Mexican. He's I don't know. He's just a fun dude. I guess I don't know. But
Same reason I'm pulling
still
for
does.
Big Africa. I mean, it's the same thing.
Big Mexico. Hashtag Big Mexico. Hashtag Big Central America. So he's in the lead right now, 2 under par through his first 3 holes. Hendrik Stenson, Corey Connors, Siwoo Kim, Kevin Kisner, Jason Day, Hideki Matsuyama, all at 1 under par, 1 shot back. Again, we are just getting started. Brooks Koepka is on the course, even par through 2. Christian Bezuidenhout, Anthony Sane's random pick, the hashtag Big Africa, is at even par through 1. No problem there. Sergio Garcia already 1 over par. Dustin Johnson already 1 over par as he bogeyed his first hole. And Sandy Lyle playing in an open windbreaker, which is a weird look. He is at 7 over par. Perhaps he should zip that thing up.
Ooh.
My recommendation to you: zip up your. If you're gonna swing a club, you need to zip it up. Don't know why he's doing it like that, but that's the way that it is. So we'll keep you updated on the Masters throughout the day here. It's they're out there on the course. You can stream all the action right here.
Well, mess around, put you to sleep, man. Come on.
I'd like to see Dylan Brooks. I think Dylan Brooks is a great Masters commentator. Abraham Ancer in the lead, doing a lot of film study, and I think he's made for it, frankly. Jim Nance, Dylan Brooks with you here,
and we're gonna pass it to
Jaron.
Throwing my greens.
Jaron, Bryson, Dustin.
Let me go get my shades. Hold on.
Oh, all right. So speaking of Dylan, he was sensational yesterday again as the Grizzlies knocked off the Hawks. Saying you were there in State Farm Arena to watch it. 131-113. Ja Morant, a strong second-half performance. Finished with 19 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Pretty much all of it coming in the second half. He only scored 2 points in the first half. Had 4 turnovers in the first half, but he looked a lot better in the second. Grayson Allen dropped a 30-piece lemon pepper. They said on Atlanta.
Would you pay Pete Pranica to say that? Or
I'd love to hear it. I don't know if I'd pay, but I'd love to hear it. I wish you would. I wish you would someday.
Oh man,
a 12th consecutive double-double for Jonas Valanciunas, 19 and 11, 4 assists for the big fella as well. As the Grizzlies finish with 30 assists as a team, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists for Kyle Anderson. If you're getting the drift here, it was a very, very strong effort from the starters, and the bench had their moments. They came in and actually helped early in the game to kind of juice the team up. But once the Grizzlies got going, the starters absolutely dominated the third quarter, 43 points in the third quarter. The Grizzlies have, for the first time this year, won 4 straight games, and they've won 8 consecutive if you don't count the 3 losses against the Jazz. They've won 8 consecutive non-Jazz games in the NBA going back to March 20th.
We got to give Dylan some respect, man.
You got to give him some, man. The villain.
Who's not? I mean, I feel like everyone's giving him some respect. I feel like he's getting that respect now, and rightly so. He's a guy that absolutely his numbers are. His impact is different than the pure numbers would indicate. He definitely has a bigger impact than his numbers might lead you to believe.
Got a lightning round view from the Grizz Facebook. Guy says that Dylan Brooks at this point is a top 10 two-way player in the league, if not top 5. Quick response, pause. Let's slow down. Pump us 9 breaks.
I mean, I think in terms of like him against other players on two-way contracts, for sure, he's definitely the best against those guys. For sure. I mean, I'd say he's top 1 of that group. I mean,
and then one dude gave a counter. He listed a list of guys: Chris Middleton, Kawhi, Paul George. He listed his 10. He had John Morant in his 10. I was like, okay, you were doing so well.
As a two-way player,
he put Ja at 10. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Ja is one of the worst defenders in the entire NBA.
He's terrible. Ja's defense this year, that's been the biggest problem for him. If you look at the numbers, his defensive numbers have really, really, really tanked big time. So that's classic Facebook though. You can't just leave well enough alone. It's got to be like,
right.
It's either they're the worst or they're the best. There's very little in between. But I mean, in all honesty, like I saw some good stuff from Killian Tilly. The Grizzlies have John Konchar played well in that game. I mean, that was probably Konchar's best game in a while.
Oh yeah, Konchar.
They have
ever seen in his life.
They got the Grizzlies have. I'm excluding Jonte Porter and Sean McDermott basically. The other 13 guys can all play. The Grizzlies are one of the deeper teams in the league in terms of guys that can actually play legit, for real minutes and give you some good stuff out there and keep you in it. Like, I mean, you like me thought that when you saw that lineup to begin the second quarter with Killian Tilly and Xavier Tillman and
okay, here we go.
Like, oh, Konchar, like, oh god, this is gonna be. And they broke into and ended up tying the game. And
Tillman had the big block. I think that was a stretch where Tillman had the block. I think.
Blocked Trae Young. Yeah, that set the table. That set the table for the starters to come back late in the second quarter and kind of start to push away. And then the third quarter went crazy. So they really are. They really are a productive, like, good group. Like it's impressive. It really is. So kudos to them for that. And that I don't know how long it's going to last. They're a fairly young team, obviously. So your performances can ebb and flow, but man, they are capable, and they look like a team that's going to be hanging around even through the midst of this really long, difficult stretch of games. They got 8 of the next 11 on the road. They've been better on the road than at home. So they're 14-9. The Grizzlies are now 14.
New York.
Grizzlies are 14-9 on the road this year. Grizzlies are 14-9 on the road and 12-14 at home. So, technically 8 of 11 on the road is actually better for them based on what we've seen thus far. And maybe Jaren Jackson Jr. comes back soon. I would think Brandon Clark will be back.
Week, yeah.
I would think Brandon Clark will be back Friday, tomorrow against the Knicks.
Let's get these guys full of stuff, man.
I'm starting to get a little concerned about Justice Winslow. If he doesn't come back in the next little bit, that's going to be a little more of a concern. But if the team can get Jaren Jackson back, and you brought up a good point, we can talk about it some more tomorrow because it's going to be an issue sooner rather than later. When Jaren Jackson Jr. comes back, do you immediately start him or do you work him in off the bench for the time being?
Because if you start Jaren, you may be burying Kyle. Like, it might drastically change Kyle's minute. I mean, who knows? We'll see. It'll be good to see.
He's been a really, really impressive. In that 4 spot, he's looked good. That's his spot. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Do you move Kyle to 3, play Dylan as the 2, bench Grayson Allen, and have Jaren as the 4, and keep Kyle out there? I don't know. Maybe. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Our friend Adam Kramer going to join us tomorrow. Kari Thompson as well. Everybody, have yourself a great Masters Thursday. Middays coming up next.